Hello, everyone! Welcome to the first session of Over the Kailjaw Peaks. We're excited to be here. We're excited to do lots of cool new stuff. We've got an amazing cast of people that I'll introduce in one moment, but thank you all for coming and watching. So, let's introduce ourselves. For anyone who's new or doesn't know everyone, hasn't seen some of the streams, we've all been here before in some other capacity, so you might know us, you might not. I'm Shane. I'm going to be your benevolent DM for the evening. And going left to right from your perspective, we've got our lovely Kaylee playing Ayana. We've got Kelly playing Lo. Hello, Lo. We've got Mercury playing Eloda. And last but definitely not least, we have our lovely friend Words playing Garen. You looked so shocked there for a moment. You're like, oh god, people. Fuck. There goes the PG-13 rating for the day, guys. Congratulations. I'm God. I have the right to say fuck. And then a booming voice comes down from the heavens. Fuck. Hell yeah. Sherlock is an important member of this cast. So, let's get the businessy stuff out of the way before we start with our campaign, story, game, something. Look out, there is not a Dungeon Brawl this week. Dungeon Brawl is next week on Saturday, so don't come here tomorrow. There will be nothing. You might catch a hosted stream, but that's about it. We've got, I believe Chris is also not doing his art stream this Sunday, so check Twitter for that. Yeah. Yeah, he's not traveling. So, potentially art stream on Sunday if you want to see that. Back in Stylus. We've, as usual, got the Minds game next Tuesday. No mini paint and chill next week. Oh yeah, Chris is in the chat. He will be here Sunday. There you go. The man himself said it. No mini paint and chill next Thursday, I believe, because we're every other Thursday, and we just had it yesterday. So, that's it. And you get to tune in every Friday now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see all of us lovely individuals. So, I think that's all of the businessy crap that we have to talk about every stream, or I feel obligated to talk about every stream. So, let's begin with our session. And bear with me, because I have not tested the audio for this, so feel free to let me know if things are too loud. I'm sure Michaela will throw something at me if it is. She's done that already. So, let us begin. Our story is going to start in the land of Meritos. The various nations situated along its continent of Ambris. In the far cold north, you'll find the Invar Empire, whose staunch colonialism has led them to a prosperous, albeit tense history, leading to the continent in magical power and research. Just to the south there lives the trade empire of the Albaran Coalition, a prosperous nation of city-states where guilds provide strong bonds between large metropolises and small towns that dot the expanses of land between them. Towards the eastern coast of Albaran is the desert-bound nation of Havashva, a theocracy led by their holy Yivtarish, where the shining sand is punctuated by bright cities filled with vibrant colors and spices. In filling out the southern peninsula of Meritos, the kingdom of Sarlai sits like a gem in a crown. Its lively cities bustle with trade and art and excitement, a land where you can find anything and do anything and become anyone. But our story starts much more humbly, in a coastal town of Albairn known as Splitmoral. Known for its signature meals of spiced mead with complimentary, savory fish, Splitmoral is an unassuming but thriving town. A small upper class of merchants and wealthy families live in the nearby hills, the most notable of which is the Ehrenharts, an old money family from before the Revolution. The seaside streets bustle with workers and fishermen, craftsmen and farmers as they sell their wares and perform their services. And as the morning bustle rises, so does a pair of small folk in a small hotel room of the Hearth's Prayer Inn. Lo, being the early riser that you are and always aware and a light sleeper, you come to in your small inn room next to Ayana. If you'd like to describe to the audience what you look like, since no one's awake to see you yet. Oh no. Boop.
You guys can hear me though, right?
Check 1, 2.
Ooh, I'm feeding in.
You're really echoey.
Op, op, op. This is what I mentioned when I said we'd have issues. Da. Ah, they can't hear any of you. This is fun. Yeah. Maybe you're just very... Alright, let's try this. Let me turn down the music a wee bit. I'm certain this is never going to be the end of our issues. Kayla, can you... You can't hear any of them? This is fun. This is what I get for trying to be fancy.
I still don't hear any music.
You also don't hear any music?
I didn't think you were playing it.
Oh, do I have things routed the wrong way? Let's just do this and see what happens. It should be going literally everywhere. I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
Hello? Can you
Hello?
guys heal us? Mr. Obama, can you heal us?
Mama.
Mr. Obama's watching this stream right now.
Oh my gosh.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
We'll cut it out in post. It'll be fine. Absolutely not. Do you want me to go back to what you asked me to do? Or are we gonna wait? So, Lo is probably about like 5'4", 5'5". 5'6" with the hair, because she's got like really long curly hair. She's pretty tan, like an Italian that just like hangs out in the sun all day, but she's also covered in freckles. She's pretty casually dressed. She's wearing armor, but like doesn't seem like she dresses in a way to not stand out, but she looks good doing it. Half elf, pointed ears, but it's hidden mostly behind hair. And like she gets up and she walks over to whatever wash basin's in the corner and starts raking the water through her hair so she can put it into like a low ponytail for the day, and starts getting ready. She's doing it very quietly though, because she doesn't want to wake up Ayana, because that's a lot.
You love me, it's fine.
It's the morning. She's just tired.
Yes, as you guys all made your way here from your previous destinations. At this point, it's been just the evening. You arrived not yesterday. Someone can hear me. People are freaking me out now in chat. This is very disturbing.
They're doing that on purpose.
Screw all of you for freaking me out. Anyways, you arrived not yesterday night into the evening from your previous adventures in a couple towns over, with lots of conversation on the way, because Ayana loves talking and chatting. But
Oh yeah.
as you all begin, as you finish getting ready for the morning, slowly Ayana wakes up like a cat from a nap and rolls out of bed. If you'd like to describe what we see, Kaylee.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my drawings. I can get everything. Okay, so I don't want to mess up. Okay, so you see a green earth genasi. She has green skin, freckles all over her face, all pink eyes. Her dark green hair is short and curly, like it's like a big mess of curls, and throughout her hair is full of flowers. And if you look really quickly, it looks like she just braided them in, or she just weaved them in or something. No, they're growing out of her hair. And they're pink, and they're glowing, and they're shedding everywhere.
The bed is covered in just various petals and flowers.
Oh yeah. She right now isn't wearing armor, but in the corner you see stacked her like very nice elven armor. It's like a nice golden color, and yeah. I think that's it.
So you rise and roll over, seeing Lo more or less ready for the day.
Oh, are we leaving already?
No, I'm just getting up.
Okay, can I go back to sleep then?
I mean, if you want to, but
And she takes the cover and rolls back over. She makes a little cocoon.
all right, I'm going to go downstairs and get breakfast.
Oh no! I should go. I'm ready to go.
Not the fucking ruler of your life. You can do whatever the shit you want, but like, I'm going downstairs.
I want a muffin. Wait! Don't leave me!
Oh, Lo sits on the bed and waits for Ayana to get. She does not help you don your armor.
No, you hear like her struggling with the armor every once in a while. You just hear like a big thumping. Oh, oops.
Lowe's pulled out a penknife and is doing her nails. Like she's like getting all the dirt out from underneath it while she waits.
Very important.
Eventually, the two of you put your armor on, prepare for the day. Ayana, after a bit of fumbling, and Lo, more or less just watching you fumble. And eventually you guys make your way down to the bottom floor of the Hearth's Prayer Inn, where a small group, probably about 15 or 20 people, are in the tavern of the inn, relaxing, eating their breakfast, some drinking painfully early. You're uncertain of why at probably 9 o'clock in the morning that these people are throwing flagons back, but they are. It's a very interesting little navy town. And so, as you go down, you see normal folk, some working class people, some traveling merchants, and you grab a table in the middle of the tavern and look over to see to your around. Despite all the workers, you see a group that does stick out, a small pair. If Garen, you would like to describe yourself?
Yes. Garen is a elf, and he probably can't tell very much as he's sitting down, but his stature is about 5'10". He's kind of slim, but very. You can tell that he is extremely fit. He has long black hair with 2 braids coming around to the back of his head into a braided ponytail. He has emerald green eyes, and the way he's sitting is very, I guess, in a way meticulous. Like, he's relaxed but alert, kind of like that soldier air about him, like he's always kind of on guard, which kind of coincides with what he's wearing is a chainmail shirt with kind of a dark blue leather chest piece and a black doublet underneath. He's wearing leather pants with kind of like with some metal accents, but it's dark. It's a dark tinted metal and dark tinted greaves. He has a shield resting next to him and a morning star. The shield is kind of older, and if there was an emblem displayed on it, it has been worn away.
And to your side, you see his companion, a tall half-orc woman. If you'd like to describe yourself, Eloda.
Okay. So Eloda is 6.5 feet tall, young half-orc woman, skin the color of dried sage, has long black hair that is pulled half up so it gets out of her eyes, and while wearing simple traveler's clothes that are clearly worn, over it she's wearing light leather armor that is much newer than anything else she's wearing, with like very little scratching going on it so far. And she wears a rust-colored embroidered scarf around her neck, and out of her fairly large backpack you can see a hand drum hanging off the side. And she has a general air of like warmness around her, has a soft smile on whenever you look at her.
Are you okay, Kelly? You look like you're dying.
Lo might have fallen in love just a little bit. That's all.
Maybe this is what the power of being a half-orc woman.
Or being very tall.
There's a dichotomy of a warm, tall, forbearing orc woman and a shorter, kind of menacing-looking elf.
Oh, I forgot to mention, she's also fairly built.
Yeah.
Like you could see her wrestling some wild animals.
Okay.
I
I do not want to be buff like man. I want to be buff like bitch who wrestled bear in woods.
Yeah.
Alright. So as you take your seat, you notice these two sitting down, and Aloda and Garen, you notice this. Mostly, you notice Ayana in her very shiny armor and bright colors about everything about her, really. Her skin, her hair, the flowers sticking out of it. Everything is bright and colorful compared to, in a complete and utter contrast to Lo, who is in dark clothing, unassuming. Seems like one seems like they want to be the gem of the ball, and one seems like they want to not be seen at all.
Do we have matching pairs?
We have matching pairs.
I will say
we got two bubbly ones with green skin, and then we got two elf-ish people who are much darker and broomier.
I will say, like, Lo isn't wearing like super dark clothes at the moment. They're more in like very like typical unassuming, but they are wearing some armor kind of clothes. So like, but they don't have any like really like prominent weapons on them right now, which is interesting. You're muted, Kaylee.
Do we have two sets of Slytherin and Hufflepuff bodies?
I think so.
Yes, essentially, yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, also, you can also probably hear the shrill of Ayana.
Well, does not stop talking.
Like her voice,
Lo,
like cross.
like mid-sentence, you see the girl next to the very bubbly one get up, walk to the bar, order breakfast, walk back and sit back down, like, doesn't even say a word.
Wait, did you order muffins?
Of course I ordered muffins.
What about the pickles?
You like pickles?
I love pickles. I'm gonna go and order pickles.
Alright, the coffee should be ready in a minute. Can you grab it, please?
What, the gross bean juice?
Yes, I would like the gross bean juice.
Ew, okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna run up to the bar.
Alright, you are affronted with kind of a smaller, portly woman who's got kind of this frizzy brown hair tied back really tight into a bun, but it's not stopping it from like puffing out the sides a little bit. Aye, what can I do for you, lass?
Hi, can I get a plate of pickles?
Yeah, I think we can do that. Is there anything else you want?
Thank you. Water and coffee.
Coffee? Black?
What?
You want the coffee black?
Yes.
Alright. Plate of pickles,
What is
some
that?
water, and some black coffee. You kind of see the disbelief on her face as she's like, what the actual fuck did you just order? It's like, alright, I'll let the chef know.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem,
Mhm.
love.
Goodbye.
Just
So-
the head is on the table.
So, she asked if you wanted black coffee, and I don't know what that means, so I said yes.
I do take my coffee black, thank you. Basically it's, some people like to, make the bean juice less beany by putting like milk and sugar into it, and it tastes better, and sometimes like flavors. But I think that that's pussy shit. So finally
mean?
mature rating now, guys.
Hell yeah.
Pussy shit.
We rated
Oh,
R
God.
up in here.
Anna, I'm not explaining to you what that means. Ask your dad one day, I guess.
Okay. Is it like a bad thing?
It basically means that I think that people who don't drink their coffee black are like cowards.
So it's scary?
It's not scary. It's more like drink your coffee black or don't drink it at all, you know? Also, don't say those words.
What pussy shit?
At this point,
Yes.
the bartender comes up with 2 trays of food and just kind of looks at both of you. All right, got your food. Here you go, and sets the 2 trays down with the
Yeah.
muffins and some eggs and a small plate of just pickles and a mug of coffee in
kind of
front of
muffin?
Lo, and a mug of water in front of Ayana.
What kind of muffins?
They're pretty basic. They're more or less essentially plain muffins but with brown sugar on top of them.
Okay.
Like, there was not a lot of care put into this, but they're muffins and they taste kind of sweet, so it's passable.
I'm gonna rip off the top of the muffin first because that's the most important part.
Okay.
Respectable.
That is also where all the brown sugar is, so now you just have this lump of plain muffin.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stuff my face with the muffin.
Lo chugs her coffee as quickly as fucking humanly possible.
Yes, you all see and hear just the noises. Lo throwing back this coffee.
It's definitely too hot, but it's fine.
Like, it's vaguely impressive, and you see around the room a couple guys are just like, all fucking right, all right.
Wink at them.
All right. Garen
Let's
and
see.
Eloda, what are you doing with your mornings?
I would say Garen is eating probably a simple breakfast. He doesn't go too crazy. You know, your atypical eggs, probably some sausage and bacon, black coffee as well. And probably whenever he heard Lo talking about how drinking anything but black coffee is pussy shit, he'd probably be like just be like nod in agreement, like should get like they get it, you know.
Yeah.
So
For reference, you two can fully hear the entire conversation. The tavern is not that big.
yeah, I was assuming that we're
You're
basically
like right next to each other.
it's like what the he's not entirely talkative. You know, if Ilodo were to speak to him, you'd return, but he's pretty just like in the zone.
Eloda probably like makes some small talk, but doesn't like force conversation or anything. Fairly quiet in the mornings. Does not drink coffee. She drinks a nice warm cup of tea, and eats fairly hearty foods. Likes to have a lot of potatoes and meats going on. Good to fill you up for the full day. And she probably giggles when she hears Lo and Ayana speak, but like half hides it. When I say giggle, her giggle's kind of low, so it's a giggle for her, but to everyone else, it's like
A hearty chuckle.
a hearty chuckle. That's it.
All right. As you all continue with your breakfast and let the morning kind of sit as you prepare yourself for whatever adventures you may have had planned for the day, you do hear the door open kind of boisterously to the tavern, and a man walks in. You hear a bit of a hush come across the tavern floor.
Garen
Yes.
would probably take note of whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Since there's a big change in the atmosphere, he would divert his attention towards it.
Side-eyeing the attention, but not staring openly.
All right.
Yeah, Eloda glances over, but she doesn't drop her smile. It's like very, not suspicious of anything yet, but curious.
The
Be
quiet.
honest, too busy eating pickles.
Aeon's face first, then this plate of pickles.
Yeah.
The quiet seat, for those of you that look, it's kind of unwarranted and weird that everyone became so quiet suddenly, because all you see is a older gentleman, a well-dressed man in kind of like a bow tie and well-to-do doublet and coat. He's got this very close and neatly combed gray hair and a slight, just a simple mustache essentially. That's really it. Kind of looks like he could be generic insert grandpa here, but also kind of looks like your standard butler. If his name was Jeeves or Jenkins, you probably would not bat an eyelash.
Alfred.
Yes. He kind of looks around and just coughs into his hands. Well, I'd like to inform you all that the Ehrenharts would like to announce they're having a festival, a ball up in their estate to the east of to the west of the town. The reason that I'm announcing this out to everyone is the old man Augustus Ehrenhart himself would like adventurers and anyone of interest or intrigue to come join. It's supposed to be we're hoping for a meeting of the minds where people of interest and intrigue can coexist. And, you know, the old man Augustus just loves a story. And he kind of looks around the rooms, looks immediately at Ayana, whose back is to him. He walks over and just kind of like stands very politely. Like he doesn't push his presence, but he stands there in a way that you're aware that he exists. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hi.
Like he's completely unfazed, just kind of. You look like someone of intrigue.
I do?
Yes, we do not normally have what I believe you're what, an Earth Ganassi?
Mhm.
We do not see many of those around here in our part of Albairn. If it would not be of any harm or casualty to you, would you enjoy an invitation to the Ehrenhart's ball?
I'm gonna look at Lo.
Lo has leaned back as far as she can and is trying to just not be here. That's a. Hold on, I'm rolling a stealth check to just.
Don't leave me.
Hiding in plain sight.
That's a solid 15 right there to not be noticed.
All right, you put on a very good effort of leaning back into your chair as far as physically possible.
I'm just not there.
However, you are in plain sight.
I know. More like trying to blend into the crowd and pretend that I don't know this person who's talking to me. Also, does this person seem like they're like when they are inviting Ayana to this ball, is there any malicious intent behind this?
Yeah, I
Roll
was actually
an
gonna.
insight check. You
I
both-
was gonna say Garo and probably incite him as well.
Go for it.
Insight.
First rolls of the
That's
campaign. Or second rolls of the campaign.
What,
First
my-
roll stealth. I didn't ask for
13.
it, so. Alright. 13. What about you, Garen?
21.
21. Lo, it's a little bit harder to read because he's just a very proper individual. It seems like he kind of has a rhythm and purpose to everything he's talking about. Garen, you can see that he's just kind of relaying a message, essentially. Like, he does not look like he has ill intent. He's not eyeing up a target. He's just following what this old man Ehrenhart's orders.
Can he discern, like, I guess, not necessarily the ill intent from this butler person, but more of just like the whole scenario, like this ball inviting adventurers and then specifically going to Ayana? Like, is there any form of like pattern or reason behind it, or is just he picks somebody random?
That is entirely up to your interpretation.
Okay.
Is Ayana not saying anything to Lo as she looks at her expectantly?
Should I say yes? I should say yes.
You're
It'd be
an
rude if I said-
independent woman who can do whatever you want.
Are you gonna go with me?
Do you want me to go with you?
Yes.
I have nothing better to do right now. Oh, Shane, question. What do I know about Augustus Ehrenhart? Have I ever heard of him before?
You have not heard his name before. You've not really. It's kind of more of a. You haven't really been to this part of town, so you don't, or this town in general, so you don't really know the local rich people's names off the back of your hand. You do have a contact here whose name is Scab. That is the main reason you came here.
Okay.
So, you postulate he probably knows something about the old man Ehrenhart.
Noted that I will go talk to Scab later. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not? I'll come.
I've lost count.
I'm sorry. Words. You know me. Fuck is every other word I say. You don't have to count it.
I know. I was trying to do a thing, but ADHD. I just stopped paying attention.
We'll start adding this counter to the VODs, okay?
Yeah. Ding, ding.
Anyways, fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not interesting enough for you there, sir, to be handpicked.
Well, in the most polite manner that I can possibly offer, you look like you don't want to be assuming. Comparatively to our lovely friend here, she is a very visually interesting character at the minimum. I assume that there's some story behind this as well. So, knowing my master's wishes, I think she will blend perfectly fine and he will enjoy her company.
Without really, Garen's probably by now, turn back to his food and drinking his coffee while he's listening to their interaction. So while not looking, he's just gonna pipe was like, so you only judge the merit of somebody by their appearance?
He just kind of looks over at you. I'm not really judging the merit of anyone. I would not dare do anything of the sort, actually. I'm simply trying to follow my master's wishes and bring interesting guests to his ball.
Yeah, I am kidding with you, by the way. I'm just being a sarcastic little shit. I don't mean anything by it.
I think you're very interesting.
Sure. Do you have a story, old man?
Oh.
I'm staring directly at the elf.
Oh, okay.
He just kind of looks over. I might have a few, but I'm intrigued by this ball. For what reason would he want to gather such interesting people?
I'm assuming that you all are not from around here, though you must not have heard of Augustus Ehrenhart's reputation. He is a collector of sorts and likes to fill his life with things of interest and intrigue.
What does he collect?
Oh, all sorts of things. He has a few relics from the ancient days, a few magical trinkets that have belonged to some very interesting and powerful heroes and wizards, along with other sundry things that have caught his eye over the years.
Aloda kind of perks up when she hears about collecting and stories and relics. She looks very intrigued, but does not wish to interrupt.
He kind of looks over at you. Is that something of interest to you?
Yes, I am an anthropologist, and I actually just left to come to this city to start studying in the field war.
Well, wonderful. I feel like you'd be a perfect fit for the ball as well.
She gives a big smile.
He kind of produces from his... He produces from inside of his doublet. He pulls two envelopes out, hands one to Ayana and one to Eloda. Well, if the four of you are so inclined, these invitations should get you into the door of the ball for tomorrow evening.
Thank
Is
you.
it a formal affair?
If you feel like dressing in an interesting or formal manner, that is entirely up to you. Though Augustus is known for being a little informal for the most part.
It's fine. You said ball, and I was wondering if there was like a dress code. So, thank you.
The old man, don't worry. And he kind of like leans in, breaking a little bit of poise for a moment. He just enjoys having the mystique and intrigue of calling it a ball.
I love that about him.
And he kind of immediately like straightens back up and is like, if any of you else have anything of interest, please feel free to find me as I go around town and looking for more interesting individuals. We have a few coming in from out of town, some local nobility. It'll be an event for the year, or if not, the decade.
Your name, sir?
Oh, myself? I am Mortimer Hansen. I am the assistant and butler to Augustus Earnhardt.
Well, Mortimer, it is a pleasure.
And the pleasure is all mine. And he straightens up, kind of smooths out his clothes for a second, and then walks towards the door.
I wonder if they have a really interesting garden.
Who knows? Probably.
Do you think they'll let me talk to the flowers there?
Well, Ayana, I don't think anyone can stop you from talking to flowers.
Seems like an excuse for a bunch of stuffy, rich folk to just get their jives off of the stories of real people.
I love a good party, so I'm not gonna complain too much.
You must not have been to many parties with royalty.
They just gesture to their face. They're very pretty, by the way. Or she's very pretty, by the way. And she's just like, I've been to plenty of parties, dear. Now, old man, why? All elves are old.
Are you old?
Me or old man?
You.
I'm only a half elf. I'm like 23, I think. You lose count at a certain point.
You're only a year older than me.
Okay. Good for you. I think I'm 23.
Something like
Did
that.
you forget a birthday?
No, it's just when you do what I do, sometimes you forget shit.
Okay.
Eloda looks at Garen and's like, oh, I understand if you are not interested in
Well,
coming.
given
Outside of
he's just gonna reply like, well, given what has happened recently, I would be, I guess, remiss if I do not accompany you to ensure at least you are safe.
What happened? Hi, I'm Ayana.
He just kind of turns and says, hello, Ayana. You seem very chipper and new to the world.
Not really. I'm not a morning person.
It just kind of has like this, like, kind of like this realization of like, oh gosh, it gets worse.
Lo nods her head, and it's just like it's the nod of she's just like this. You gotta roll with it.
You would do well not to stand out so much in unfamiliar places.
What do I do?
Never mind. My name is Garen. It is nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too. Are you real like you don't look like an old man. I'm sorry, that was really mean, but like that was a bit rude. I don't think you look like an old man.
He just
What did it say? Ask if you are an old man.
he kind of grins a little bit, slightly amused. He's like, as the blunt one pointed out, I am an elf, and my looks can be deceiving.
Well, I grew up with a lot of elves, so I do kind of understand that. But like, Grandpa High Up is like really old. Like he looks really old, and he is really old. But like, you don't look that old. So I'm like, I don't think you should be that old. Wah.
He
Do you want
laughs.
to eat the floor pickle, please?
It's like I have attained maturity for my kind, and then some. So to my people, I am not necessarily old, but for some such as yourself, I would be. He just shakes his head. And what about you? What is your name?
No, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Lo and behold.
Don't be cute.
He grins slightly.
Garen, old man, the amount of times I have heard that phrase throughout my lifetime.
Well, when you are cursed with such a name, then I would be seem to be expected.
My full name's worse, so let's just roll with it. I'm not telling you it. Absolutely not.
I would never ask a question that would be prying into one's affairs.
Thank you. Blame my mom for the embarrassing name. You don't need to know.
Now I am intrigued. Also, I am Iloda Ambergrove. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I do a handshake to Idola.
Iloda tries to be very gentle with it, but you can tell that she's like holding back a lot of strength.
Hell yeah.
I had to double check what your strength stat was. So I was like, damn.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, now that we are all acquainted, it seems we have been invited to be the latest entertainment.
Interesting about the others that Mortimer mentioned, the out-of-towners. That'll be fun.
This is very exciting. I'm actually a bard of the College of Lore, and so the idea of being a place to tell stories and to collect more, it means a lot. That's why I've come into the bigger cities. I've also never been to a ball before. I grew up in a very, very small town.
Based off of what he just said, it's not actually a ball. So it's more like a shindig, a get-together, I guess like a house party, but he wanted to make it sound nicer.
But it's not inside of a barn, which is a step up from most of the house parties I've been to.
Those are the best house parties, honestly, though.
Yes.
Back to my high school days.
I think you like it. It'll have a lot of snacks.
Ooh.
Yes, if
The cakes are really
anything,
cool.
if anything that the rich do enjoy is overly fancy, tiny foods.
Oh.
And toothpicks.
Nod and smile. So Shane, he said the party's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow evening, yes.
Tomorrow evening. And then he said that there was going to be a festival as well. Is that going to happen tomorrow during the day? Did he say?
No, there's not a festival. Sorry, I might have misspoken.
No, it's fine.
No, there's just the ball of the evening of, which will, I believe I described it as kind of a festival of stories.
That's what got in my brain.
There's one singular event starting tomorrow evening.
Okay. Well, I have some small business within the city. Ayana, will you be okay for a few hours?
Okay.
Iloda, do you mind? I don't want to say watching. Do you mind making sure Ayana has a wonderful day while I'm out and about?
It would be my
Can you
pleasure.
tell me a story?
Sure. Yeah, of course I can.
I'm gonna slip away
Have fun.
once the story starts.
As soon as anything happens, you're just out the door. Just
I'm going to go talk to Scab.
all right.
Garrett's probably also going to kind of meander away and probably go do some more investigating from what happened previously. Because this is the same town, right?
This is a different town.
This is a different town.
Yeah, it's about a town over. You guys went coastward, while the other two went north along the coast.
But he's never been here.
No,
Then.
you have not been here
Okay.
before.
So then he'd probably just be kind of just getting used to the lay of the land and exploring. Maybe try to follow low a little bit to see, but not in the.
Are you gonna try and follow her?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well, fortunately for you, I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 9 to stealth away. So
Not very stealthy. You just kind of.
You interrupt
Just
the
leave.
story.
I just rolled a different die and I rolled a natural 1.
Oh gosh.
Good start.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Session,
another 1!
session
Dice
one,
zero,
nat one.
dice zero.
I just rolled 3 1s in a row.
On all
That's a
different
good
dice.
thing.
Stop rolling.
No, the second 2 were on the same dice.
Okay.
Gosh.
All right. So Lo, roll a investigation check for me.
Oh, now all my dice are cursed. Okay.
Stop touching.
Oh,
them.
that's good. Hold on. Remembering which tab is which. Investigation?
Yes.
That is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay.
Yes, sir.
After kind of, it's not a very like it's a sizable town, but it's still a town. There's probably only about 100 or a little over 100 buildings around. With a little bit of investigation, a little bit of following the natural like progression of a city that you are aware of, you manage to find your way to kind of a more rowdy part of town where you expect it might be a little bit easy to find someone of that nature.
Have I met Scab before, or is this a family friend that I've heard about?
He's a friend of a friend.
He's a friend of a friend. He's not a family friend. Okay.
Yeah, like in your line of work, it's more of a everyone's kind of distant and moving around places because big targets only come around so often.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right.
Garen, I'd like 2 rolls from just 1 roll. Can you give me a stealth check?
That is a dirty 20.
All right. With relative ease, you manage to kind of fall back on older habits and stick to crowds, stick around corners, and you keep up with Lo for the most part, going through the city into kind of these more worker and laborer areas of the city where things are a little bit looser and you start seeing a few less guards walking around. Lo, eventually you make your way to the what is it? The stuffed unicorn.
Hey.
It's a small tavern in the kind of harbor district of the town, where you see kind of a very shoddily painted cut-out sign of a unicorn. Not like a pink prim unicorn, but kind of just painted white with a yellow horn sticking out of it. And you can already, despite it being only about like 10 o'clock in the morning, you could hear people drinking and rowdiness from inside.
I slip on it.
All right. Karen, are you following her inside?
Yes, but before I do, he's going to find kind of like just a inconspicuous place and cast Disguise Self,
All right.
and just kind of make himself look like a plain townsfolk.
What would you like to look
Someone
like?
knows.
A human?
What kind of people are around this area mostly?
You've got a mix of mostly humanoid races, so humans, or a couple elves, not many. Mostly humans, half elves, the occasional half orcs, and halflings and goblins, or not goblins, gnomes. There's a G word in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's just going to do a human, kind of match whatever attire, like predominant attire is of the area to blend in more, just make it very inconspicuous.
All right. Kind of adopt a white, kind of ragged cotton shirt, some simple pants, brown pants go with it, a little bit of dirt on the arms to make it look like you're a laborer. All right. So, Lo, as you walk into the stuffed unicorn, you are immediately confronted with just the raucous noise of about a dozen or more people just drunk already. There seems to be a few that are just eating food on their breaks from work or just kind of hanging out. You do immediately, kind of right in front of your path, you just see a small but well-built gnome man. Just kind of like shakily gets up on a chair, and yo-ho! And then immediately just smacks onto the floor.
When he says yo-ho, hand goes straight up. Like, Lo seems so at home in this place. Like, she's so excited to be in a rowdy bar. And then she'll, like, help the man get back up, like, look around to see if a friend is around and, like, carry him back to the friend. And then, do I see friends?
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hold on. What is my perception check? That's a 19.
A 19. It is palpable that a couple people are laughing and cheering at him because he looks like an idiot, but you can tell no one really wants to take responsibility for him.
I'm gonna just set him back up on whatever chair he stood on, put his head down, but like to the side, you know, like when someone's like, you want to make sure that they're not gonna like throw out, like choke in their own vomit, so you just put head to the side, and then I walk up to the bar.
More or less, whenever you start picking him up, he just kind of like, he stands back up, albeit kind of tottering back and forth. He just kind of raises his mug to you, just like, thank you, lass.
You're welcome. Dear, I'm looking for a friend of a friend. Do you know a scab?
Scab?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know a scab? I got a scab.
Congratulations.
I don't know. Do you know what they look like?
Do I know what they look like?
No, you have no idea what they look like.
Do I know, like, if I go up to the bar and, like, say, like, a code word, I'll be able to find them?
You're not entirely certain. You haven't seen any markings to indicate that this bar is associated with that kind of network. However,
Okay.
you know that if you see someone with the appropriate tattoos, that you'd be able to pick them out immediately.
Based off of that perception check earlier, did I pick out anybody who has the tattoos or rings or anything? Or do you want me to make a new one?
I'd say you do notice someone Let me pull up my notes really quickly because I always need to reference these things.
I have a notebook somewhere, but I straight up can't find it. That's like really nicely organized. I have all of the thieves' camp info in it. Was very proud of myself, and I can't find it.
My book of bullshit.
It's the book of bullshit.
You do see a halfling in the back corner of the bar who, while you don't immediately kind of see markings on him, you notice he just kind of looks separate and less rowdy from everyone else. And as you kind of pay attention and zone in closer, you do see a kind of tattooed little like snake wrapping around his right index or right ring finger.
Right ring finger. Hold on. Right ring. Okay. I pat the little gnome on his cheeks and I'm like, forget you ever saw me, and I will
Aye.
go up to the bar, buy 2 drinks, and head over to that guy.
Alright. Bartender is kind of a middle-aged man with kind of a scruff of a beard and a big pork belly. He just kind of looks very tired. He's had a long night and a long day. You're not sure if there was a break in between.
Good morning, dear. Dos cervezas, por favor.
He kind of scoffs at that and just, all right, I can do that for you.
Thank you so much.
And he grabs 2 glasses and pours out a keg of what seems to be okay ale. And he just sets them in front of you. 4 copper.
I will pay the man 4 copper. Actually, I'll give him 6 copper. Give him a little tip.
Mighty kind of you.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Alright.
I'll head on over.
As you approach, the halfling just kind of looks up at you and raises his eyebrows and just... Yeah?
I take the beer, slide it across, and I'm like, Shane, do I have to talk in Thieves' Cant? Or can I just simply say, I say this in Thieves' Cant? Because while I think Thieves' Cant is very interesting, I have not memorized it.
I got this whole book and system off of...
I like it a lot, but it's gonna take me 5 minutes to figure out how to say this. I am concussed.
You get your concussion-free card on this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, we can talk in plain and assume that you are using code words as appropriate.
I will study and be better next week. And hopefully not be concussed next week. But I will sit down opposite and be like, Scab, I presume.
Yeah, what's it to you?
I'm new to the area and I was just looking for a little bit of information, as I know that is, and then I just gestured to the finger, what you provide.
Yeah, I can do a little bit of that. Here, come back here. He gets up, just kind of grabs the mug, swings open a door back behind the corner table that he was sitting at, and just kind of gestures for you to come in.
I will go in.
All right.
As they go in, does Garen see any other people in like that inside there?
Or make a perception check.
Oh, that's a 23.
23. You cannot see any signs of anyone else in there. It seems to be kind of a back keg room almost.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably just gonna make his way closer to it to see if he can hear anything inside.
Okay.
While they're in there.
Soon as you come in, Scab closes the door. Just kind of immediately hops himself up on top of a keg and just sits and takes a swig of his drink, So, what kind of information are you looking for?
Shane, just so you're aware, marks include, they're all earrings. She has not tattooed herself, or rings or whatever, or necklaces. Con artists look out, pickpocketing, lockpicking, general burglary, just for like visual notes.
Just send that.
That is the work she's willing to do, just for like right now. As I said, I am new to the area, and I'm looking for, work. Just struck out on my own, so it's time for me to, put on my big girl pants, as it were. But also, I just found out about this party that's happening tomorrow from Augustus Ehrenhart. Big deal, and I just know nothing about this man, and I would love to hear it from the horse's mouth, but I would also love to hear it from you.
How'd you get invited to Augustus Ehrenhart?
I have a rather sparkly friend.
You need not say more. Understand Augustus likes his shiny things, which is, if you're getting invited to his estate, it's good for you. He is, yeah, you're not from around the area at all, I'm assuming.
I'm not from around here, but I'm from the coalition in general, if that's what you're asking.
Well, around here is a bit more pertinent. He's not that important of it in person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ehrenhart's old money. They've been regal and noble since the fucking revolution took over. So they've only been getting worse and more independent on the time. Old man Augustus likes collecting things. Lots of rich baubles, some of it's absolute horse shite, but there's some stuff of value in there. If you find anything that's jewelry, anything made of metal, anything that looks old as fucking dirt, probably worth something. Oh, there's only a couple of them left, so all you gotta really worry about is Liza and Damien. Those are his kids. Both of them, they just suck right off the old man's teat.
Ugh, that's a visual I didn't want.
Well, let's put it this way. They aren't anything on their own important. But estate, size of half the town, you'll have a hard time finding anything in specifics, but it's lots of room and lots of quiet places you can probably get away.
How, as a noble of this town, how does he treat the people?
He's not really nobility as he used to be. After the revolution, they just kind of left him in place and they established a mayor here. So he just kind of sticks on his old estate and doesn't do much anymore.
Okay. Anything else you can tell? Anything about the town that I should know? Any batshit crazy people to avoid?
Lots of crazy people. I'm one of them. You probably...
Well, Scab, I like you, so you're fine for now.
You already met Pahabar. He's off his fucking rocker all the time anyways. Don't listen to him if he tries to tell you he wants to get you involved in anything. There might be really bad drugs involved.
Noted.
For the most part, there's a couple merchants sitting around. If you want, I can point you in the direction of a general store. It's a pretty small town. Most of the traders live off in larger houses in the hills.
Okay. This is all excellent things to know, Scab dear. How's business here?
It's reasonable, depending on what you're looking for. If your mark's the type of old man Augustus, then you're not going to have too much business because there's only so many big rich folk around. There's enough small merchants around here, though, that you could probably make a decent buck.
Okay.
I wouldn't stick around too long if you're planning on picking pockets of the royal folk, though.
That's good to know. Okay. Um, thank you, Scab. How much do I owe you?
Give me a silver, and we'll talk more if you find anything interesting.
No proper thieves guild in town, I'm guessing.
There's a bunch of pickpockets that run a little gang around here, and there's me.
That's cute. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I'll shouldn't be in town for too long, especially if I am successful. If I want to be successful, I haven't decided yet. Thank you.
No problem. And if some little homeless brat tries to give you trouble asking for money, just box him upside the fucking ears and tell him to keep going.
I will do that. What do the gaggle of kids? What do they look like?
Homeless.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you. Definitely plans on finding these homeless kids later and giving them some lessons. Just so you know, Shane, prepare some children.
Hell yeah.
But Lo will nod. And she hasn't touched her own beer yet and just slides it across the table to him as well. And it's just like, have a lovely rest of your day, sir.
Aye, and you too.
Lo will head back to the bar.
Alright. Garen, with your perception check and getting a little bit closer, you overheard kind of the hushed conversation, though you couldn't make out too many specific details.
But I could kind of discern it was just more like petty thievery, BS, nothing else.
You could hear it was mostly Lo asking questions, and then this gruff halfling just kind of going off on tangents.
I guess he'd be more concerned of like what type of secrecy would it be, I guess, and if you would be able to discern that, or if it was just like he would hear it.
Were we talking in Thieves' Camp the whole time? I'm assuming we were.
To an extent.
Okay.
There is a limit on how complicated you can get with Thieves' Camp, so.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm assuming Garen has heard before, but probably doesn't know.
Yeah, you understand I'm not talking in plain.
Yeah.
But you mostly hear him talking about Old Man Aaronhart, something about a dude named Pahabar, that you're not certain who that is because you were a little late coming in. And other than that, not mostly talking about the Aaronharts and apparently some kids that need their ears boxed.
Okay. Yeah. So once he hears that the conversation is pretty much ending, he's going to make his way over to the bar and get a drink and act inconspicuous.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me, just for funsies.
Well, I rolled a 17 and an 18, so that is a 22.
All right. Lo, you head out back onto the the tavern floor, and nothing is awry.
Okay. On my way back to the bar that everyone is staying at, I am going to keep an eye out for children that look homeless.
Okay. For the most part, you don't see a whole lot. You kind of, after getting away from the laborers district and more towards the main thoroughfares of the town, you do see a little like homeless kid with a hat held out in front of him.
Oh, I'm gonna squat down and start talking to the kid. I'm gonna give him a silver first. I'm gonna be like, so, met a certain someone and was just wondering if you're one of the little gaggle of kids that I'm supposed to bop over the head for doing bad things.
I don't know what you're talking about. What gaggle of kids?
Are there any other ones of... I'm a friend.
He just kind of looks very suspiciously up and down at you. No, it's just me.
Okay. Well, if you need anything, I'm here. Just let me know. Name's Lo Norwood.
That's very kind of you, miss. Thank you. And he's kind of like salutes at you awkwardly.
I know this seems very weird, but like, I get it. I fucking understand. So, let me know. I can give you guys some pointers. And I run off.
As you leave, he looks horrifically confused.
I'll also assume that Garen will probably be watching and following.
Yep, just kind of tagging along.
Yep.
Alright. Eventually, you make your way back to the Hearth's Prayer, where you come back to, I'm assuming, Aloda regaling Iana with as many stories as she can come up with.
Oh, definitely. Eloda is telling like folk tales, histories of different cultures, anything she has in her books, because she does keep a little journal on her. But like anything that like sparks Ayana's interest, she will go on like tangents to continue to like mesmerize.
Dragons.
Enthrall. Anything about dragons, yes.
Dragons. She will.
But whenever like you talk about them being slayed, you see her just obviously look so sad.
Oh.
But she's like enthralled.
Alright.
Eloda will, if she does not know one, she'll come up with one about how the dragon was secretly the real protagonist the whole time.
That's the best story.
Alright.
What's the dragon's name?
The dragon's name.
What's the dragon's name?
Traditions.
Dan. The dragon's name is Dan.
Dan's my favorite character.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright. Lo, you come into this enthralling session of storytelling in theater.
I'll just slip in next or across from them. Not say anything. I'll let Aloda finish her story.
When Eloda sees Lo, she does not stop speaking or anything, but she gives like a little nod.
Nod back.
Yeah. And when she finishes up this round, she's like, "Okay, I think that is enough stories for one morning."
Okay.
Uh,
Could you tell me more later?
Sure, be happy to. Perhaps at the Baltimore, if we're going to be sharing a lot of stories there. I don't want to give all of mine away right away.
Okay.
I will note, it's probably been about like an hour. And Garen, I'm assuming you come back in undisguised shortly after.
Yes. Yeah. He'll just kind of walk in and
Alright.
just act like nothing.
You guys missed the really cool story of Dan the Dragon.
Dan the Dragon. I don't think I've heard that one. Yeah, maybe
He was the hero the whole time.
a dragon hero. Now that is definitely a story I would like to hear sometime.
I like to imagine that Dan is actually just the most foreign name that Aloda could come up with.
I have her
it's-
family names, and they're orc names, so
Yeah, like, comparatively to Orcish names, Dan is completely
yeah.
foreign.
We got
Yeah.
Kutig, Dramar, Katani, Meri. Like Dan's so far out there.
Alright.
So, old man's just an old man for everybody else. Like, information gathering wise. That's all I found out. Really of note.
Which old man? You've talked about a lot of old men today.
The one up on the hill, not the one in a suit of armor.
At this
Okay.
moment, Garen walks in.
Yeah.
Oh, so not that old man.
Not that old man, another. The Augustus Ehrenhart fellow. He's fine.
Oh.
He's not a he might be a douchebag, but like, he's not malicious, which was what I was worried about personally.
What's douchebag?
As long as the information I got was good, but I'm assuming it is. He's the only one in town. He should not be giving that information out.
So does a douchebag mean that they're mean?
What?
What?
What? Augustus Ehrenhart is not named after you, dear.
What?
No.
No, I said. What? I said, does a douchebag mean that he's mean?
Oh, I thought you said named after me.
I think.
That is concussion brain not hearing things correctly. I was very confused. Yes, a douchebag means mean. Some people would describe me as a douchebag, but I'm not. I seem like a douchebag. It means bag of poop, if you're wondering what it means.
Ew.
Yeah.
You're not a bag of poop, though.
It's not literal. It's like a metaphorical bag of shit.
Oh, I don't think you're a metaphorical bag of shit.
That's very kind. Thank you, Ayana.
You're welcome.
So, Dan, the Dragon Man. Yeah?
Not a dragon man, just a dragon.
Oh, he's not one of those ones that turns into a man sometimes in the stories. He's just dragon the whole time.
Just a dragon.
And that's all you guys did for the whole hour I was gone.
But he was a very interesting dragon.
There were other stories. I had to work my way around to Dan.
I see. Gavin, what you get up to, boy? Old man?
Oh, I was just familiarizing myself with the city. I haven't been here before, so.
Insight check.
All right, roll deception.
if that's okay with you, Shane. Lois, like, it's mighty suspicious that I was gone for this long, and this man came back a couple minutes after me.
That's weird. That's
Like,
suspicious.
That is like.
My dice are loving me tonight. I rolled an 18, so that's a 22.
I got an 18 on the die for
What's your insight, Mom?
or not 18. Sorry, I got an 18 in total, not an 18 on the die. Sorry.
Seems
I was
perfectly
like,
fine
that's
to
pretty
you.
good. So, whatever, man. Did you find anything out fun, interesting about town?
Just like any other town. Yeah. I just wanted to get the lay of the land and also see if there might be anything suspicious. Eloda and I ran into some unsavory folk when we met.
There was some douchebags.
You could call them that, yes.
Oh, Ayana, example of a douchebag. Remember that guy? That guy. Remember the guy?
Oh.
Yes, that's a douchebag.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense.
For context, I saved Ayana from a very, very forward halfling individual, who is very self-absorbed. Anyways,
It made me really uncomfortable.
yeah, douchebag.
But he bought me a cup of tea. That was nice.
That is nice.
And some pickles, which was very nice. But he still made me feel very uncomfortable, and I would not like to run into him again.
I certainly don't want to run into him again either.
Sometimes bags of shit are tied with ribbons.
So why would you tie a bag of shit with a ribbon?
Metaphors, darling.
Yeah.
What?
All I'm saying is sometimes even the most nice appearing people are shit underneath.
Oh,
Just be
I know
wary.
people like that.
Just be wary of kind gestures and potential motivations.
What do you mean?
He just kind of looks at Lois like always.
That is that look, and it's just a nod.
Sometimes people will try to be nice to you to gain something from you.
Oh,
And sometimes
okay.
that's not a nice thing that they want.
It's a disingenuine niceness.
That's mean.
Yes. That's just why it's a bag of shit tied with a ribbon.
Okay.
Anyways, let's stop shit talking. Does anyone? Trying to think if I have to do anything before the party, but I don't think I have to go to the general store. But past that, there's not much I have to do.
Did we want to dress up?
Based off of what he said, it's not that kind of party, but we could probably get something a little bit nicer.
Can I put some flowers in your hair?
Absolutely not. Anna,
Can I put some flowers in your hair?
I'm guessing she's looking at Aloda.
Yeah.
I can't tell who you're making eye contact with. This is a
Sorry.
Loda smiles like, yes. I think that would be lovely.
What color of flower do you want?
What color do you think suits me?
Maybe red rose. Maybe some nice white flowers in the mix. Maybe some pink, but then again, I feel like I'm being a little bit partial because my favorite color is pink.
I'm afraid if I do pink, we might match too much.
But matching is always fun.
If that's what you want.
Oh, I could put silver laces in your hair. Ooh. Silver laces in your hair would be really pretty.
That sounds perfect. Loda gives a
Oh, we lost you a little bit there,
good
Mercury.
smile and like kind of pats her shoulder.
Mercury, we
I
lost
got
you
a
in
hat
that time.
though.
Loda, huh? Okay. Loda smiles and like gives her a nice pat on the shoulder.
What did you say before the pat?
Before that sounds perfect.
The visible happiness and joy coming across Ayana's face. Just a small flower just blooms in her hair. Just bloop.
Well, it seems that we have plenty of time to lease about before our our presence is required. I don't really have any business here either, so I think I might just, I don't know.
Day drink? Always an option, friends.
Day drinking isn't really my thing, but maybe I could have at least one.
I was hoping to look around the town.
You can explore. Do both.
Yeah, I'd rather not drink the weird water that you guys drink.
It's called alcohol.
Oh, I forgot you told alcohol.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the beer. That's usually what I drink. Either that or whiskey.
Blech.
It's fine. Anyways, explore town, day drink, maybe? Let's go.
All right. You all set about exploring the town, asking for directions here or there to the nearest activities. It seems like the only two taverns in the town are the Heart's Prayer and the Stuffed Unicorn.
Oh, this is not a bar hopping town?
There are a few places. There is a small distillery called Iron Blood Spirits. You're not certain if the sign looks like there's a space between iron and blood, so you're not really certain if it's supposed to be one word or two words. But you have a little romp around the town, get drunk as far as you so desire.
I would like to stop in that general store and sell that pocket watch, if I may.
Okay. Where did I
Do you rip out the picture?
Oh, that's been gone.
Oh yeah.
been gone. We don't have no need for that up in here. Alright.
How much I give for it? We don't have to RP it if
God.
you don't wanna.
I RP everything, Kelly. Come on.
God, Shane.
No, you can just sell it for about, I'd say, like 15 gold.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Bitches, I'm rich. I mean, I've been rich, but like, or someone else was rich and now I am, but like 15, not 50, Kelly. Bad brain. Okay.
If there's
I will
any-
buy drinks for people.
Yeah.
All
If there-
of that money.
Wandering around town, you find various places to get food, including the Chestnut Tree Boulangerie. You just see a sign with a rough shape of a steak cut into it. It just says in poorly painted letters, "Slabbed." And you just smell the smell of raw meat coming out of it.
Ugh.
Are you a vegetarian?
Mm.
I'm not.
How do you?
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's fine. For the poor animals.
I raised animals. I grew up on a farm. They can have a good life before this.
Meat is
Also-
meat.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the flesh up in here.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's very interesting that your faith has the context of don't eat animal meat when I was raised in a similar faith. And they were like, in the similar faith, and they were like, that's fine, meat is meat, natural cycles and all that.
I also grew up in the forest.
I mean, so did I.
Oh.
Kind of.
For reference, because I forgot this wasn't stated, Garen and Eloda, you would both notice that Ayana has a symbol of Duralia on her, the goddess of nature.
My uncle was very, you do what you do to survive. That included hunting for us.
That makes sense.
I mean, the cycle of nature is, a part of life.
Mm-hmm.
Soon, when we pass, we will become the food and sustenance of the earth.
It's the same. Disney will copyright strike us.
Don't TOS us.
Just
Pink banana, penguin in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was just told that I was going to be a tree.
You
I was
will
going to be a
be.
tree. Probably. Probably with a lot of flowers.
I mean, you kind of are already, aren't you?
But
I mean, the flower part, maybe. I do
I
have
don't
a lot
know.
of flowers.
I don't know what genosies are made of, if I'm being completely honest. Kind of just assumed you were made of tree.
I don't think I'm made of tree. Though, when I was little, a lot of the elves made me think that I was born from being, a bush, like a flower bush. And then they put magic on me and then I became a little girl. But then my parents told me that that wasn't true.
Mm. They pranked ya.
Yes.
Mm.
So I thought that's how it came to be for like the longest time.
Please
And
tell
then
me
I
that they
ended up telling my
explained to you.
Huh?
Did your parents explain to you actually how it works?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
So Stag goes and brings you to your parents.
No. Oh.
All bundled up in a basket.
You worship the goddess of nature, and
Uh-huh.
you don't know. Okay.
I'm not having that conversation with her.
Ayana, I mean,
Mhm.
you said you lived in the woods. Have you ever been around people who've given birth? Ever seen that? I've helped deliver lots of calves. I did it with my neighbor's child. Like I said, it's a very small town.
There were some kids in the tribe.
With
What?
I think I don't know if we really need to have this conversation right
yeah,
now.
I don't want to have this conversation either. I was hoping that you were joking.
Yeah.
What?
It's
Um,
okay.
It's
Am I missing something?
No,
We need to
I
talk
feel
about
like
it.
I'm missing something.
Oh my
no.
God.
You, what they told you is 100% a story
A story.
yes.
Yes.
Then
that has some merit.
To telling it to little children, but
Yes.
not to an adult. Definitely not to an adult.
Yes.
We'll get you a
told me
book.
that I was too young to know. Like
I
they
will-
said there was something else, but like they said I was too young.
Is there a bookstore in this town?
Is
I'm
there-
gonna just I'm walking and I'm just gonna turn to the nearest person. I'm like, is there a bookstore somewhere in this town?
Basically, no.
Fuck.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
what they mean because I feel like I'm still an adult.
You are an
Just-
adult. You said you're 22, right? You're an adult.
Those
Um,
elves said that I'm not adult enough. And I asked them what they mean, and they said at least 100. But I don't think I'll be I feel like I'll be way older than that.
Elves are stinky.
Very
Session
stinky.
1, birds and
Well,
the
actually, they
bees.
smell like flowers. Oh, sorry.
So they are stinky. It's just a good stinky, I
Oh.
guess.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Shane.
Oh no, I'm just session
Yeah.
1, birds and the bees. That's all we're really doing.
Yep.
Yes.
Ugh, okay.
Let's move on. We can
Is
not discuss this later and not discuss this now. That sounds like a good plan.
is
We will
if we
we will table it until it comes up later. Maybe I can convince Augustus to explain it to you.
Maybe he has a library or something.
Maybe he has a library.
There would be a book about it.
You know, if you like are interested in someone in like a romantic sense, then I'll like fucking explain it to you then. But I'm not doing it now.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Gary just walks away. He's like, I'm these fucking children. Like,
Gotta find a sex ed book in fantasy realm.
yeah,
No.
he is already like, he's like, who are these? Like, he's contemplating everything right now. Of like, if any trouble happens, he's gonna have to like protect all of them.
Yeah, it's like, none of them seem like the type.
Yeah, none of like, he knows Ilona can kind of take care of herself.
She is not walking around with any weapons on her
But yeah,
at the moment.
yeah, Lo doesn't seem, other than the sneakiness, like Lo doesn't seem really any sort of imposing at all. And then Ayana is just like, he's like, has this child survived this long?
You do see a mace on her hip.
Yeah, he's wondering if it's just, if she even knows what that is or how to use it, or if it's just there to as a deterrent. Like someone said, just carry this around. She's like, okay. Like that's his thought process right now.
I like Ilona is quite a few years younger than like Ayana and everyone else, but that's because orcs age a lot. Half orcs age faster, and so it's like, oh no, Ilona's like just an adult. She understands adult things, and then there's Ayana. It's just like, why? Why am I looking after you?
The purest and sweetest of beans.
Yes.
Anyways, as we deviate away from conversations about how babies are wrought upon this world, is there anything else you guys
so
like to
sorry.
do, or we can just move forward on to the next day?
We can move forward.
All right.
Please.
We are also being asked to hydrate.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
I ran out of water.
You're unhealthy currently. You need water.
I think wait, hold on. I have floor water. And by floor water, I mean I just realized that my water bottle is nearby.
I thought you were about to just be like, there's a leak on the floor. I can just drink that.
I drink Juno's water.
Oh, no.
No.
Which, to be fair, is technically also floor water because she literally knocks all of her water out of her dish. But, like...
Cats, man. Cats. So, as you continue your rambunctious little evening of mostly Lo
we have to
getting
hydrate again.
drunk. So realize...
Ilona will have a few shots.
Yeah. Lo's
Lo's not gonna get, like, super drunk if no one else is down. She just gets, like, pleasantly buzzed.
Second hydrate. But eventually you find yourselves in a comfortable sleep, tired from wandering the town for the day. It is of note that you find there's some interesting characters walking in on town. You do find a slightly large ship moors a little bit off of the harbor and kind of sends a small landing vessel, and they seem to be what you would associate with a fantasy book of pirates, though no one seems to be upset about their coming. They're not harassing anyone. They just kind of all are wearing fancy clothes, some of silk, earrings and jewelry and brightly colored hair and scimitars and swords at their hip.
Maybe we should dress up a little bit. Seeing how nice those people look.
But you have a nice dress from home.
This is all I own.
Shine up your armor a little bit.
I was going to be like, oh, I don't own much. Then I remember I'm a bard. Of course I have outfit changes.
I will say that Garen's like armor and everything looks pristine, but also you can tell that it has been used, but it's not. It's really well taken care of. Like you can tell, like it's a very, very meticulously, like repaired or taken care of, and but it's not like it's not stiff.
The nice thing about wearing fancy armor is you can wear that to a party. I personally don't have anything nice on me right now, so.
Maybe I
I
shouldn't wear
have
the
some
dress
extra
then.
things. No, they won't fit you. I realized that before I said it. I forget.
Yes,
Do you
I
want
am
my
a
dress?
full. I'm not really a
It's
dress. I'm not a dress type.
Oh.
I'm more of a suit jacket type person.
We should go find something.
Yeah, let's go figure out if there's anything in this town. If not, I guess I'm just gonna wear what I have.
All right. Asking around, you do hear that there is a boutique store with a tailor. This has gone so well for you guys in the past.
I get just like a nice suit coat situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, fancy suit. Hell yeah.
Yes, you do find Leonardo's boutique, which, as you come in, there's kind of this very rail thin but very nicely dressed, earrings, hair kept very nice and neat young gentleman, and he's currently measuring this big surly half-orc who seems to be almost a businessman from how he dresses so formally. After he finishes looking, he's, "Oh, is there anything I can do for you? Welcome to my boutique.
Yeah.
I am Leonardo," and he does a little dip and grabs your hand.
I will do a dip back. A pleasure.
You dip, we dip, I dip.
Yes. I need an outfit for a party tomorrow. Nothing too fancy, just something nicer than what I'm currently wearing. Preferably something that designed with stilly armor, if possible, but like just nicer.
Yes. He turns around. "Monsieur Avantage, I will bring you your clothes tomorrow evening. If you may leave." And the orc just kind of gives him like a grunt and he walks out. "So you just need a suit jacket, right? Something fancy?"
Suit jacket, nice pants, maybe a nicer shirt to put under the armor, but like that's it.
Let's see. He just kind of grabs a measuring tape and begins kind of just like he guides you over by the shoulders in front of the mirrors, like very kind of like comfortable right out the gate. Just like
Let's it happen.
He measures your arms, your waist, your shoulders, and just kind of
Oh, question for you. Would you be able to like very quickly design something that would hide the armor so I could wear it underneath what I'm wearing?
He kind of just looks at you for a moment. You can see the thoughts turning in his head. "Oh, I think I can do that. And I think I have something that you might like right out the way." And he goes over to a couple racks, pulls out this like very simple woolen black jacket. It's nice, simple, and modern, and kind of clean. And he immediately just kind of like guides you into putting it on more so than asking you to put it on. And he just kind of pulls it taut and kind of fiddles with it, takes some pins out of his pocket and fiddles with them. "Yes, this I think will do. And I can make a little bit of a adjustments to some of the shirts and some of the jackets, so that way your armor is situated comfortably underneath it."
That would be fantastic. This is very chic.
It is one of my favorites. Something simple, but not really, how does one say, ostentatious?
Yes. Rather not overwhelm people with.
He says this as he is in like the most colorful outfit possible. Like he is the definition of ostentatious.
We'll look incredibly comfortable here. She's just like, yes, queer space. I am comfy here.
This is a queer campaign. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, dear. This is more than I could ask for. Are you okay with a rush job?
Oh yes, I can get this done in an hour.
Perfect. We will wait at the hot dog stand down the street.
Hot dog stand.
I live in New York, baby. That should be the gyro stand. Sorry, the gyro stand down the
Ye
street.
old hot dog stand.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, just come back. I will get you all sorted out soon. Okay?
How much do I owe you?
For someone as petty as you, let's just call it 5 gold.
5 gold? You have a deal, good sir.
Are you going to the ball afterwards?
Yes, we are going to the ball tomorrow.
Wonderful. I think you will have a wonderful time there. If you are
How is
interested
he? How's the old man? Is he interesting? Cool?
Oh, Master Ehrenhardt is wonderful. He is a very interesting man. He keeps lots of well. He pays very well, and his parties are perfect. See, these are events that you do not miss when you have the opportunity to. I think I have designed his suit for it. It is very eclectic styles that I have borrowed a little bit of inspiration from the elves of Davar, and a little bit of the more modern chic that is coming out of Afrinus currently. But
Wonderful.
you will look stunning. Go to, if you are interested, there's a beautiful hedge maze. It is full of wonderful statues, all imported, I believe, from the Invar Mountains.
Very fun. Thank you so much, dear. I'll see you in an hour.
My pleasure. And he immediately kind
I
of
have-
takes the jacket and just starts going. Are you doing it? What do you want, Kaylee?
I have found myself over at the really pretty floofy dresses.
All right. He just kind of looks. Is there something you like? I can tell from your look that you do like it, but is there something you would like to own?
I just like the dresses. They're really pretty, really floofy.
I appreciate the compliment.
They're nice.
Yes,
I do have a dress, but I was hoping maybe to find something new.
Alright. There are dresses here, and I can make you something custom, though. If you're with your compatriot over there and going in the tomorrow evening, it may be a bit of a tougher job to rush.
Oh. Well, I don't want to make it difficult for you.
Oh, I can make something simple for you. However, something simple does not do your beauty as well as it should.
Thank you. Well, do you have any really pretty pink dresses?
He kind of like turns around and spins this little rack around. He grabs one off here. I think this will do. Something that might fit. It might even fit you without any modification. He holds the dress up to you and kind of just looks you up and down. Yes, I think this will do.
Can I try it on?
Certainly. You can try it on over there, and I will put this jacket back. He disappears. Every campaign we run is just shopping episodes. This is all I'm here for.
Want a dress?
Over
Oh,
the
go ahead.
Kailjaw Peaks is really just Kilijaw Peaks is a mall.
It's just the queer version.
Yes.
It's just the queer version of Dream Daddy up in here.
Yeah.
Dream.
I would Garen's probably like keep in very inconspicuous way keeping an eye on Ayana to make sure like this flatterer isn't going to overcharge or whatever, but also kind of meander towards any sort of like accessories, like hairpin or whatever. Just kind of look at things.
There's a small amount of like accessories and jewelry. Those predominantly clothing. Like he is very his niche is solely just making pants, shirts, dresses, gloves, things of that sort. Eventually, he comes back and knocks on the door of the changing room that Aeon is in. Come out, let me see what my work looks like on you.
Okay. She walks out.
C'est magnifique. I love this. You and my dress, perfect.
Thank you. Shane, what does it look like? Describe it.
Shane, become a fashion designer right now.
Draw it out.
It is more or less kind of a simple strapless dress with kind of like half sleeves. I forget what they're called. Of just kind of sheer,
I don't know.
kind of half sleeves attached right below the armpit that are just kind of these like sheer pieces that go about down to like around here and end in a bit of lace. Overall, kind of like a simple embroidered bodice to it, and little pleated dress or pleated skirt on the bottom. And it's all in
pink?
kind of like, yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a lighter shade up top, but it's just a very deep rosy pink along the bottom and along the sheer parts on the arms.
Can I very quietly, just like while she's like admiring herself in the mirror, be like, how much is it?
Oh, it will be for that and for you too. I would hate to see this dress on anyone else. 15 gold.
I'll handle it for her. Don't tell her.
All right.
She's just doing swirls in the mirror.
I will. Oh yeah. Sleight of hand. It's an 18 plus 6. Slip him 15 gold.
He takes it and immediately pockets it in a fashion that you're like, oh, he does this often.
Thank you.
While this is happening, Aloda is like pretending to be a nice gentleman and being like, "Oh, hello, madam. You look so beautiful this evening." You take your...
Hello, sir.
Garrett,
Wait.
Garrett in his broodiness is going to find some form of just like like you said, he has a few simple accessories.
Mm-hmm. Things like,
So, like
leather belts, some gloves, some little like ties and clips and pins.
Probably a hairpin or something, because like a pink flower or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's kind of a small display box of a couple pins and hair combs and stuff like that. One of them is kind of a simple hair clip that ends in there's silver leaves wrapped on it that are kind of dotted along the edges with pearls, and then an actual kind of like fabric but slightly gilded on the edges rose in the center.
He's gonna like quietly get the I forget his name, the shopkeep's attention.
Leonardo,
and motion towards it.
Oh, that's simple. 10 gold.
Just nods, slides it to him, discreetly. That's only a 13 sleight of hand. So probably not.
He's a little bit more gracious than you are with it, so
Yeah.
it makes up for it, but he just quickly slides it into his pocket of... You realize his outfit has many little pockets to it and little like niches. And he's just been kind of produced, like the measuring tape was produced out of a different pocket than the coins are going into. Occasionally he pulls out a small little like magnifying lens and looks at things or looks at details closer with it. Just all sorts of weird shit.
Love him.
Well, I think that looks perfect on you. And so
Thank you.
it is already taken care of.
What?
The dress is yours.
Can I roll?
Roll an insight check. Go for it.
I'm not gonna add anything to that. That was a 2.
A 2. This nice man is just giving you a dress, and it's lovely and beautiful.
He's the nicest person ever.
Oh, I am just doing my job and making sure you look beautiful for the ball tomorrow evening.
Thank you. He's so nice.
So, my lovely dark and breathing friend over here, I will have your jacket and the accompanying accoutrement. Give me 2 hours just to be safe.
I blow him a kiss.
There's a little bow. No, if you pardon me, I have to get to work.
Hello, dear. Do you want anything? I know you said you already had an outfit picked out, but we are shopping.
Did you want a dress or a suit?
They all seem lovely. I believe they're going to be a bit out of my price range, though. And like I said, I have various costumes, accessories, performance gear.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you were included. Gavin, do you need anything? You good?
No, I'm fine with what I have.
Perfect. Thank you so much, darling.
My pleasure. And
I'm gonna go and change back into my armor.
You're not just wearing this dress everywhere now?
We wait 15 minutes and she puts her armor back on.
You hear a couple clanks and thunks against the walls.
I have a feeling that Ayana swears like the Simpsons neighbor. What's his name?
Flanders?
Flanders, yeah.
What?
Ned Flanders.
Yeah. I think Ayana. That's just what I'm hearing in that, like.
I don't know. I've never watched the show. What does he say?
Oh my gosh. Like, just.
Fiddlesticks.
Like, yeah.
I literally was about to say fiddlesticks.
Just like the whole.
God, please say fuck.
Fiddlesticks.
Oh, God.
She won't say
Gosh
fuck
darn
until
it.
someone tells her to.
Gosh dang.
Question, Ayana's probably heard Bo say fuck at least 18 times. Did she ask her what fuck meant at any point?
She probably did.
And it was never you mind.
Okay.
Anyways,
Just
No,
Sorry.
it's in
So-
there.
In an hour, you come back and Leonardo presents you with a much more tailored variant of the jacket and a silk shirt, where you can see kind of like the stitches were widened a little bit around some of the joints and some of the forearms and shoulders to accommodate the leather pieces on your armor.
Leonardo, thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you.
It is my pleasure. I just want to make sure that you are ready for the evening.
Will you be there?
Oh, yes, of course. Who else would be going to such an event except for Leonardo himself?
Yes. Well, look forward to seeing you there, dear.
I look forward to seeing you in my jacket. And he gives a little bit of a bow and then goes back to his work as you leave the shop. Everyone's like, wow, combat, yeah. No, we have shopping episodes here. Every campaign.
We have.
I just learned that.
We have this insistence that we have to RP out shopping counters for some ungodly reason.
It happens.
We all just like it a lot. It's fine. Anyways, so I'm assuming that those are your activities for the rest of the day. Right?
Yes.
You all head back. Oh yeah, Garen, you did not give the clip to Ayana yet, did you?
No. His plan is to, before they go to bed, or actually, probably while like because he trances, he'll probably either like sneak in. I don't know. He's gonna leave it for Aeon to find, essentially. Just be like, as a gift,
Just kind of like pin it to the door.
or just like leave it on her pillow or something like probably before going to bed. Like,
Oh, bitch, you gonna have to roll if you're doing it in the middle of the night while
Nah.
we're sleeping.
no, he's gonna do a yeah, he'll probably actually yeah. What he'll do is he'll wait until they're sleeping, cast invisibility, go in there, put it in there, and then go in trance.
All right, for funsies, so you don't have to RP all of this out. Roll a stealth check with advantage.
You've been an elected team dad.
You are my dad.
Oh my god, you're getting your daughter ready for prom.
I was making jokes at the beginning to Shane for like a couple of weeks about the fact that this is the campaign of 3 gays and their emotional support himbo, but I guess it's their emotional support bad.
So
It's my daily life.
so my first roll was a 17, but my second roll was a nat 20. So I got a 25.
You are the
Santa left it for me.
You are the cat burglar of the town. You managed to slip into their. Is your door locked? Actually. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
we have a challenge. I don't believe you have thieves' tools on you.
Okay. He's going to go to the innkeep and and be like, look, I want this to be a surprise. Don't tell anybody. Probably mildly threatening, and then get the key from him.
All right, roll intimidation to intimidate
Ooh, you should have called a load in for this one.
the innkeeper.
Oh, that's creepy.
The surly short woman of an innkeeper.
I mean, I said mildly. He's not like really intimidating. It's just more of like that, like, don't tell anybody, like in that like. So he's not really trying to scare them or threaten them. Just...
I'd say asking for someone else's room key is pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
real
like,
sketchy,
well,
man.
he's like, I want to be in there to give this gift, like as a surprise.
That's
just
the
looks-
point.
she just looks at you.
Trying to stab her in her sleep.
I ain't letting you have any part in that. Sorry, love. That's a bit fucking creepy.
The roll is 16 on intimidation.
Yeah, no, she just kind of like looks at you as like places.
He has no
both
idea
her-
what he's doing. Essentially,
Places both her palms on the counter as she leans in, which she is like fucking 8 inches shorter than you. Like she's like 4'11" probably, but she's just
he's
looking
like-
at you like, no.
he's gonna try to persuade. Then just be like,
Sure, roll for persuasion.
19.
19. No, sorry, love. I'm not letting you do that.
Even a 19 persuasion.
You are trying to tell this matronly old woman that, yeah, I want to go into this girl's fucking room at night when she's sleeping to give her a gift.
Well, he's probably not gonna say like
She knows
when she's sleeping. Just more of like, I just need to get in the room before they know.
What
Here's
are you
the-
doing this?
It just sounds really sketchy. There's no way.
Nice.
No matter what,
Like,
it
he-
sounds sketchy. I'm sure Shane did like a DC 20 and you
Yeah.
just missed it.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
just like Gary. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like he's
This is
like, I'm
this
trying
is
to be
not a nice
but
town.
he's like, I don't know.
There are
how
some
to be
mean people
nice.
in this area. Like, she's not about to be like, yeah, I'm gonna let this man into this girl's room.
But he just looks dejected and then just walks away. Not dejected, just like irritated. Yeah, he's not sure what to do next then.
All right. Well,
But he's obviously going to be looking irritated, probably more so.
noted. Duly noted. Do you have any? Anything else you guys would like to do for the evening? Before bed?
Before I go to bed, I'm gonna take some time and I'm gonna make a few flower crowns.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You-
geocraft craft some flowers and I'm gonna make some flower crowns.
You spend some time outside, druid crafting a few flowers out of the ground, making them blossom, and take your veritable little bouquet with you into your room to start weaving them together in the evening. How many are you making?
I am going to make I'm gonna make 3.
3. Alright. You craft 3 little colorful crowns out of various wildflowers.
I'm gonna make sure to put some silver laces in there too.
Alright.
Mhm.
Take some small bits of grayish silver fabric out of your bag and
No, silver laces. They're the flower.
the flower silver
that
laces, sorry.
yeah, that she plants in the name of her goddess. They're like
Yeah.
silver like lily,
Mm-hmm.
and they also kind of glow.
Alright.
Obviously, I made it up.
Clearly. No, it's a real thing.
Clearly.
Don't tell anyone.
I based it off of a flower from Babylon 5.
In case anyone hasn't figured this out yet, Kaylee is this much of a being in reality as well as just playing a character. Anyways, you all eventually find sleep for the evening, or in the case of Garen, a brief meditation. Meditating and thinking of ways that you can get this clip to Ayana.
Without anybody knowing.
Mm-hmm. And the next day comes, and you all begin to wake at your own paces and go downstairs and get your breakfast.
Eloda is an early riser, so she's probably down there first.
All right.
She likes to chat with whoever's cooking.
Noah would be down shortly after, immediately orders a coffee and sits down next to you. She doesn't say anything. She's not a morning person, but she's not a morning person. She likes quiet mornings, but like is fine. She's functional, but she just isn't really gonna say anything. She just sips her coffee.
I would say Garen's awake, but he's doing like his morning routine, which is very like meticulous of just like making sure everything's in good shape. If there's any form of just braiding his hair, like just making sure he looks well.
Mm-hmm.
Just same routine he's probably done for
100
many
years.
years. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Eventually, the 4 of you gather downstairs for the day, or for the morning. The innkeep from the day prior has been replaced by what seems like her daughter, a younger woman with kind of like straighter hair, a little same color, but just a little bit less frizzy. She's kind of much more lithe and a few inches taller. And she helps get you your food and brings it over one by one as you all order. Brings over your coffees. Is there anything you would like to do with the day before, or would you like to skip to our evening?
Oh, I'm fine with skipping to evening.
So
All right.
Eloda, like throughout the day, Eloda is like working on like finessing her outfit because she's working with various bard costumes. So she's just piecing things together.
I think what Garen has come up with now, especially seeing the daughter as the innkeep, is to ask her to place the clip in Ayana's room for him. So when they come back to get ready, she sees it.
All right. She just kind of looks at you and like cocks an eye for a moment. It's like, all right, I can do this as long as you have no ill intention.
No, just they don't need to know it's from me.
All right, mum's the word. And she just kind of like takes the wrapped hair clip and tucks it into her apron before going upstairs.
Right after that, she runs up to him. I made you a flower crown. If you would like a flower crown. You don't have to wear it if you don't want to. So I recently found out that like some people don't really like flowers too much, and like I think that's a little bit weird, but like you don't have to wear it.
They're the silver laces, as you.
Yeah, so it's like a combination of like some colorful wildflowers and some silver lily-like flowers.
Is this a flower that Garen would have seen before?
Roll a nature check or religion, whichever is higher for you.
They're the same.
That's what I thought.
12.
12. It is commonly, you've seen it not too uncommonly in association with symbols of Doralia. It's kind of a common flower to be associated with her.
So he would know the name of it then?
Yeah, you'd probably know the name of it. You don't know anything too in-depth. You just know silver lace, and it's associated with this goddess.
I've heard of these before. Silver laces, are they not?
Yeah.
He just kind of... It would be my honor to wear this. But he just takes it.
He sounds like he's in pain.
You don't know that he's not.
Do you like it?
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, and then she also makes sure to like right after that she like zooms over and then she gives the two other ones to both of them.
Are they all the same flowers?
Well, they all have silver laces in them, but they all have different flowers mixed in with the silver laces.
Technically,
Who takes the flower crown?
You go to like bows and thanks her.
Do you guys like it?
I cannot refuse a gift from the... I can't refuse. Thank you. I like it.
I think it's beautiful. Thank you so much for making it.
You're welcome. I love how like Lo's just like, oh, an avocado. Yay.
Well, like it's more like Lowe's. Like I cannot refuse a gift from a priestess of Doralia. So thank you. But also, you're ruining my vibes.
It's kind of like if you're not really Catholic, but you're forced to take communion, you're just kind of like, all right.
Thank you. It's like you like accidentally go to an Ash Wednesday service and you have to get the cross.
I would say that once Garen puts it on, because I'm assuming that Ayana makes sure he does.
She kind of stood there for a while until you put it on.
Yeah, I'm positive there's probably like that awkward like.
How do I do this?
Yeah, he just kind of like puts it on slowly. But then like once she leaves, he goes. Is there like a mirror or anything nearby?
There's like a metal platter, not silver, but like a tin.
Yeah. So he kind of like looks at his reflection in it, and for a moment just looks sad, like he's remembering something.
Okay.
Oh.
And then puts it down.
All right. And I assume the rest of you begin preparing for your evening, as much as some of you need to prepare. Eventually, Ayana, you do,
Time,
whenever
baby.
going upstairs, you note on your pillow is a small, kind of like wrapped up package of fabric.
Oh. Did Lo come in the room too?
Lo would have joined her because Lo's like heads straight to the mirror and starts like she takes the flower crown and starts like braiding her hair into it. That way it stays secure.
Lo, did you leave this here?
Leave what?
There's
Eyes go
something
directly to mysterious package. Does it look like it's gonna blow up?
I mean,
Is it ticking?
It's essentially like not a nice handkerchief, but a small handkerchief kind of like wrapped up very neatly.
It seems as though you have a secret admirer again.
I hope it's not like the last time.
Oh.
Hopefully it's open it up and see. Hopefully it's not like a. I don't know what would be terrible in that, but hopefully it's not that.
Like his weird book.
What was he reading? I don't really remember much about this man. I saw him from a distance.
I
And
don't know,
then-
he talked a lot, and I didn't really understand what he was talking about, and it all ended up like jumbly. And then I kind of like zoned out for a lot of the time. And he tried to show me some pictures, and then there was one picture that was a little bit odd.
I wonder why that.
It was weird.
I love that no one has context for this at all. This session
And I
zero
hope they
was
never
great.
run into him.
I hope no one ever knows.
Both of you guys have session zero, like all you guys have session zeros that are just completely out there, and there's going to be a lot of weird lack of context for a bit.
Yeah, and like, I honestly had completely forgotten what happened in our session 0 until like we started playing. I was like, and I've been slowly remembering things like, oh yeah, that happened.
I like completely forgot I did that until Kaylee brought that up. Yes. Oh, that I drew a little.
I forgot. I didn't even know you were done. It was a weird shape thing.
Okay, we don't have to discuss whatever that was.
I think they just try to draw a heart, and maybe they just.
No. Are you sure about that? Oh. Anyways, open up the gift, whatever it is. Curious. Open that up. See what it is.
Wait for a second.
Feel really bad leaving this stream out. Is it okay if I explain it, Shane, or do you want it left up to the
Oh
imagination?
no, we're unless you say it in character, that's staying in the past.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I unwrap it.
All right, you find on the inside the small silver hair clip, the silver leaves, and kind of gilded cloth petals.
Whoa. It's so pretty.
Gorgeous. I wonder who gave you that. Juno. Hold on. Sorry.
Cat crimes. Cat crimes.
Mother.
That's very nice. Juno, please
Okay,
stop
fine.
attacking that fire.
I'm buying you a
Yes,
water
it's-
bottle.
It's so nice. I have one, but I feel bad because it's like really like they don't understand why they're being punished, and it's kind of cruel. Yeah. Anyways, that's very nice. Very sweet. Oh God, I think she's chewing it. I'll be right back.
All right. All right.
Well, I when I put on my dress, she doesn't. Her hair's so short. I guess she could take some like front pieces and like pin it to the back, and then put um the clip in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You clip your hair, and assuming you start donning your dress for the evening.
It's dress time.
All right. As you all begin getting ready and finish your various pieces, some taking a little bit more prep than others, some just sitting there and watching, in the case of Garen, and some just gluing some pieces together or donning some simple robes. But you all eventually, as the evening grows closer, make your way down to the tavern to meet up and head on your way.
Do I get to describe my gown? Because everyone
Hell
else
yeah.
got to find
Hell
it. Yeah. Okay. So, as Elota's is technically a costume. It doesn't look costumey, but you can tell it's like this gown. It's sleeveless. You get to see the arms now. Listen, what's the point of playing a half orc if you don't get to describe their muscles? Yeah. It has this leather bodice and gathered skirt, gathered skirt with like kind of like slits up the side. Specifically, what you can tell is it's a dress that's made for movement. Hint, hint. It's technically a dance costume, but it's ye olden days. They look just like gowns. And what color are the flowers that... No, I don't get to pick the flowers. These are pre-made outfits. And it's kind of like a deep burgundy color. Or like a dusty rose, actually. Burgundy, sorry.
Here we
You
see
can
the
pick your
differences
flowers.
between me describing a dress and someone who actually knows what they're talking about describing a dress.
Yeah. But like lots of movement and... Yeah.
All right.
Lots of movement. And yes, she does wear the flower crown. With her hair all the way down now.
Everyone looks rather dashing, shall we?
All right. You all...
Oh, and also on the way there, I make sure to tell everyone about the really pretty clip and how nice it was, and how I have no clue who put it in the room. And oh my god, maybe a little elf got in the room. Not elf, a little pixie. Sorry.
A little elf.
little elf.
Kara's like,
I was thinking like Santa Claus.
Some sort of fey creature.
Little
Yes.
Important question. Does a lotus dress have pockets?
Oh, of course.
Hell yeah. Gotta keep your
All
props
dresses.
somewhere.
I'm assuming all the dresses have pockets.
Oh no, Ayana's dress does not have pockets.
Yeah.
This is pure fashion and not function.
I sure hope that suit jacket has at least one little hidden
Oh
pocket.
yeah. Yeah, like the suit jacket has like a breast pocket and a couple like inside pockets.
Oh, inside pockets, the most powerful of pockets.
Yeah, and like...
He understood.
He knows what you're about. He knows what you're up to.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think our group dad would hold Ayana's mace? Like, hold my purse. Can you hold my mace?
He's just gonna...
Because he's already wearing armor.
Yeah, I mean, he's
He
in
bring
it.
his weapons with him.
Oh yeah, he has his shield and his morning star with him, and he'll just kind of look at her and just sigh and just be like, "Fine." Like, he doesn't understand why she wants to bring it, because he really doesn't think that she has the capability of using it. But like, it's just more of like, I'm just going to appease the child.
Grandpa High Elf always told me to bring my mace with me just in case, because everyone like there's gonna be a lot of nice people in the world, but like sometimes there's like really mean people, and it's always really important to go and bring them back.
He's
And she goes on and on and on and on.
Alona did just put her regular belt on over her dress, so she still has her long sword and daggers and stuff. But I think it adds to the look. Have you ever seen someone, as someone who frequently has this, a dress and a sword go great together? They never don't match.
My
Alright.
type is women with swords.
Yeah. It's a universe.
Everyone's type is women with swords. If you say your type's not women with swords, you're fucking lying. All right.
At least women with daggers.
Yes. Armed
dudes
women.
both.
Armed women, armed NBs, armed just. Yeah.
Armed
Anyways,
people.
Armed people in formal wear, though. Formal
Yes.
wear.
Anyways, digressing away from all of our horniness, you all follow the directions given on the invitations that you received from Mortimer, and you make your way out of the town, walking for about probably 15 to 20 minutes, covering about a mile or so, and you start approaching the estate of the Ehrenhardts. And that's where we're going to take our extremely delayed break. Because we all need it. Rate?
Refill
No!
waters.
Fuck!
Raiding, what?
Shit! Just like, no, we're about to go on break. We got raided. Thank you for people who showed up. Oh, God. Panic.
Right as we're going on break.
Fuck.
We can
Panic.
all stay on
Panic.
and entertain. We can like just take shifts. We can like just be like, okay, you go pee, entertain the crowd. You go pee.
Shit. Alright, let's just make it a short break, I guess. Like 5 minutes. No, do not be sorry.
Yeah.
Rate Shadow Legends. Do not be sorry, please. Apologies, we're going on break right now. We've been live for a long time. 2.5 hours.
2.5
hours.
This is longer than our breaks normally are. Thank you all for rating. We will be right back in like 5 minutes. We just need to pee real quick and get water. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Be right back. Hello. Welcome back. There we are. Okay, yes. Good. Sorry. I have it pulled up as a regular thing and then also via my OBS, and it just caused me to understand nothing. Welcome back. Hope you all had a quick bathroom break, quick drink break. Yeah, where everyone have some water. There wasn't a hydrate. I just wanted to make sure that we all have water. Hydration is important for your continued health and existence.
I got the water.
Bring me the water. Alright. Yes, thank you, Deadpoolio. I don't know how to pronounce things. Thank you, Deadpoolio, for raiding us. You are an actual saint. So welcome to all of you to our campaign. You are coming in at the most interesting point.
And thank you, this anonymous gifter out there, giving a tier 1 sub.
To Kelly!
To me.
Yes, give our own cast subs to our own channel.
Because I use my Prime subscription sub to a certain other channel. That's not this one.
It's okay. You can say it's Critical Role.
It is Critical Role. It has been there for many years.
I think I actually forgot to reset my Twitch Prime sub for the month. I just subscribe to us regularly because I forget things too often. You guys are on your 5th episode. Congratulations for that. We are on our 1st, and we are very confused, but we've already had our shopping episode, so we're good to go.
It's the first of many.
Party episode now.
Yes. Now we're going to a ball. So.
And we have...
What do you gotta say? What do you gotta say? Get your crimes out before.
Oh, I was just saying, like, we have my dark and broody character as Secret Dad.
Yes.
So,
We've
already.
got
Episode 1 already, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad Elf, buff half-orc lady, the living incarnation of Juno, the cat, as a rogue, and the literal flower child of the group.
Yes.
Yes, we've got animals, lots of fun animals. And there's a Sin. Hello, Sin. Welcome to the party. All right, we've got our conversation out of the way. Let's get back. Yes, dog. So, what am I listening to right now? Jesus Christ. So, fun fact of the day for all the audience to be aware. Also, my Zoom thing is slightly off kilter. None of the cast members can currently hear the music right now, so if anything's weird and we're just not addressing it, don't worry about it. I'll fix it eventually. Like that. That's
Mildly concussed.
yeah. There was just like an anime opener type song playing, and I was just like, that's not really what we're going for vibe wise. Unfortunately, this is not.
Are you sure? Because Garen can be very much like one of those anime anti-heroes.
Yeah, we're just. Yeah. This has turned into Lelouch of the Rebellion.
That should be the next dungeon brawl, Shane. I'd have to be making an anime one shot for us all.
I mean, you've got Gios. We can make this code Gios. Someone can get it. I think Kaylee's the only one who can get it.
I know code Gios.
Paladin's good at it too. Lo doesn't get shit.
Well, I don't think Lo gets shit, but like Kelly understands that reference. So
I understand
that's a
the
big problem for me. I think Lo could eventually get something like that.
I mean,
anyways,
if we want to go down that path, that's just we'll see what chaos.
Can of worms we don't want to think about right now.
I mean, I can get command, which is essentially.
Oh no, there's a spell called Gios.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I was just thinking like one that is just like make somebody do something.
Is it? I'm gonna ask Michaela. Is it a Roman or a Greek thing? Gios. I feel like it's one of those two. Gios.
Gaius.
Greek.
However you want to.
We're going with Greek. All right. I remember it's something in the classics. Apparently.
Not only do we play D&D, but we also teach you things. Yeah. Like the birds and the bees.
Yes.
Not yet.
According to Google, it's actually from Irish folklore.
Interesting. There we go.
Which tracks for the word.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It tracks for me doing a Irish accents for the trailer for this episode of the season.
Diddly-dee potatoes.
Gish. Alright. I'm just referencing an anime. I don't know. Fam, I'm confused. Anyways, let's get back into the game. So, as you all approach the Aaronhart estate, you kind of see it coming for a quarter mile. Scab was not lying. This is about the estate, and you can see kind of the various stone walls that encircle all of it. Is probably about half the size of Split Moral itself. And Table Troops rating us with a party of 8. Hello. Damn.
Whoa.
Damn. We're so popular. Hello.
What is up?
Hello, party people.
What's up?
I hope you come to party because we're about to go to one.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna get crunk.
Alright. Greetings. Thank you all for coming. So, as you all approach, you see this large estate encircled by low cobblestone walls, and it is a broad thing, probably well over 100 yards in width from what you can see, and deeper than you can currently see over the walls and the buildings. There are several small buildings dotting around in the main manor itself, towards the center. As you approach, there's a bit of a line to get in. Several people, some looking like aristocrats, some looking like ostentatious adventurers of various sorts. You do see your notable pirate crew from the day prior. At the head of the group is this really bright green-skinned tiefling with kind of almost straight, like ram-like horns. Not curled so much as just kind of like short and cut out immediately from the head. Who's wearing an open shirt and carrying a scimitar at his side. And aside from that, you see a small gnome dressed in relatively simple clothing, but has... can I have everyone make a history check really quickly?
Yes, you can.
Cable Troop subscribed at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 3 months because they are the bomb.
15.
Dirty 20.
You said history?
17.
17. Yes, history.
11.
Almost like I made a little nerd.
Hell yeah. I'd say Lo and Eloda. What did you roll again, Garen?
15.
15. I'll say you as well. All notice at the gnome's hip is what looks like to Ayana is just a kind of crossbow without the arms, armatures, but made of metal with kind of a tough, worn wooden stock to it. The other three of you notice this is a small pistol, typically developed in the bordering country of Havishva. It's kind of it's basically just a single barrel flintlock pistol. Not
Garen makes definite note of this person.
Yeah. This is not the most like up-to-date thing. Some of you would note there are more kind of intricate versions of this available in the world, but this is something that it's still a fucking gun. This man is still packing heat. And other than that, you see what you can only assume is a half ogre, kind of with just a large axe across their back, no shirt, just these kind of like long patched silken pants. This is not the same half ogre, words. That the other one was female.
I guess we never really did ask.
I think I said that. Anyways. But yes, this trio is kind of standing probably about 10, 20 feet ahead of you in this line. Halfling with a gun.
Thing with a gun. Da-na-na-na. To the song Janie's Got a Gun, for anyone who's wondering. That's what's in my head right now.
Alright. And so, other than that, you see various kind of aristocrats, people dressed in nice attire. You do see someone who seems to be kind of dressed in almost like a knight's armor. And slowly the line filters up to the kind of immediate gate through the cobblestone walls. And at the front there's just a small troop of about 4 guards, one of them with a kind of plume sticking out of his helmet, checking the various invitations as they filter through. There's a bit of a pause and a bit of kind of a quiet conversation as our pirate crew, as we'll so dub them, approaches. And eventually, like, you see the half ogre kind of shift forward, and the guard just puts up his hands, and they just go on in. Eventually, you are the next in line as the guard approaches. Like, all right, can I have your invitations, please?
Oh,
Hands hers over.
Thank you. Thank you. He folds them out, kind of looks at the seal, looks at the paper for a moment, reads it. Alright, thank you very much. Please cause no trouble, and I wish you have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you all walk into the interior courtyard, or the exterior courtyard of the estate. And you're kind of immediately greeted by the smells of food and spiced meads and fish and vegetables roasting. There's more people than you think would even be in this town, dotted around, having a good time. Most of them are filtering into the inner courtyard, not too far beyond. Here, there's kind of a fountain with a stairway leading up to the second courtyard. You can see the stables off to the side. A couple, what's the word? Residences for the various hands around the estate, which are just essentially small 2 or 3 room buildings.
Do I hear music coming from anywhere? Oh.
Yes, there is music coming from further in the interior courtyard itself.
Like, as we're going through, Garen's probably going to be taking extra note of any sort of, like, basically just guard positions, movements, any people that might look like they might cause trouble, or just, like, basically any other of note people, like if there's anybody else with a gun or whatever.
What do you have? A gun? No.
Oh.
So make a perception check for me.
That would be an 18.
18. You do note a couple small pairs or trios of people in armor of various sorts. You do notice, this is something that you recognize pretty much immediately, someone wearing kind of heavy leather armors with a fur strapped over the shoulder, heavy metal rivets kind of dotting throughout the armor into various plates held together by straps and a leather sheet across the top. You know this as kind of traditional armor from tribes in the Kailjaw Peaks. Hey, I gotta tie the title in here somehow. But you note the armor is seemingly kind of traditional or tribal armor from some of the higher up tribes in the mountains.
Okay. What would be the significance of that? Just odd that they're this here, or?
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's kind of odd that it's like. I mean, you are hundreds of miles away right now, right? Like you are nowhere near the Kailjaw Mountains right now, which is where the title of this episode of the series gets completely fucked. So it's kind of odd that armor traditional to the older parts of the Invar Empire is all the way out here in Albairn.
Okay. And they are, what race were they?
One seems to be a Goliath, and there seems to be a half-elf with them. Kind of the smaller but still relatively tough-looking half-elf with blonde hair, braided back, kind of similar armor and a hairstyle that looks appropriate for the Invar Empire's tribes.
Is there anybody wearing anything that resembles what I would personally know?
Nothing of Empire attire itself. More tribal stuff from the lands that the Empire conquered. So these are more things you would see in the Goliath tribes or the dwarf tribes in the mountains.
Okay.
Other than that, there are guards dotted around, most of the time in pairs. You count about 8 of them out here. Anything else?
I would would like to start casing the joint,
All right.
please.
Make,
Very subtly.
make an investigation check.
Doing this super subtly, just like as we're going. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. What's my plus? It's good. That's a 22.
Ooh.
All right.
I can do math tonight. This concussion's really figuring things out for
Hell
me.
yeah. We got this. A 22. All right. Of immediate note in this outer courtyard, there is a gate. Aside from the main gate that you've come into, there is a gate near the stables that you can kind of peer and catch a glimpse of, which seems to be less guarded. The stable itself seems locked up and kind of closed off for now. You do note that there is an inner wall a bit higher, probably about 10 feet, though from the height of the building, it kind of seems like there's more land inside of it, so the wall on the inside is a little lower than it might appear on the outside. So seems easy enough, though the wall does pose a problem in and of itself. From here, it's kind of hard to see. It seems like a 3-story building.
Okay. Good to know.
I will say that Garen, I'm going to use that same perception that he would probably be keeping an eye on low as well.
I'm doing this subtly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, like, with that same perception, whether or not he does see it is based off of that perception that I rolled. He would try to keep an eye on low.
Okay. For funsies, low, roll a stealth check.
Ooh. Doop, boop, boop, doop. What's my plus? That's a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that beats his perception check prior.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Too much other things to keep track of.
Yeah.
Too many fun things.
You're a bit more worried about the seemingly tribal warriors plus the halfling with a gun.
Yeah.
My halfling's got a...
I like that. No, I love it's like you're concerned like that halfling has a gun. That could be a threat. And then Eloda's mind is that halfling has a gun. That means he's from somewhere cool. Oh my god, I gotta learn about this.
You froze in the most bug-eyed face. You look so excited for that.
It was pretty spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm assuming you're all heading into the interior courtyard where the rest of the festivities are kind of taking place.
Could I go and keep an eye out for the garden?
For the garden, make a perception check.
Okay. I'm gonna try this this D20 that gave me a 2 earlier. Okay. It's good that I gave it a timeout. You said
its
perception?
lesson. Yes, perception.
It learned its lesson. Oh, that makes it a dirty 20.
All right. Though it's hard to see because of the walls around the estate, you do catch whiff and see the tops of hedges off to kind of facing the building, the right side of the building, and kind of catch a whiff distantly of flowers from within.
I'm gonna kind of hop up a little bit to see if I can.
You are
See
extremely
him
short
pass.
and cannot see.
Oh yeah, she's 5 foot.
She
Oh.
can't see. Just tippy toes hopping up, just like.
She's Kelly's height.
Dude, I just wear platforms, man. That's the fucking solution. Doesn't really do much, but like it's a start.
Hell yeah.
Still see her hopping.
Yeah, it's just,
Just has to get on Eloda's shoulders or something.
Unfortunately,
Listen,
she's in a
unless
dress.
you at. Oh yeah, no.
what do you see?
What do your Ganassi
Hi,
eyes see?
Chad. So I think there's flowers behind there, and I kind of want to see the flowers. I would like to go in the garden.
Leonardo did mention that there's a hedge maze somewhere.
Ooh.
If you want to see the garden, then let's go see the garden.
All right. Are you all heading to the inner courtyard?
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
I'm personally, as we walk, I'm keeping an eye out for like if there's like a crowd. Anyway, like I'm trying to keep an eye out for like maybe the old man himself, Augustus. Like I'm just like if there's like a particular like group of people that are like all regaling an old man's story, like I'm keeping an eye out.
Okay. You don't see anything out here. It's a little bit sparser. Everyone seems to be moving to the inner courtyard. There's
Just in general, that's like what I am doing as we go.
Yep. Understood.
Garen's essentially acting like the guard of the group.
All right. So you all make your way up the small kind of rounded stairwell up to the second gate, where there's a couple guards just kind of more casually standing there. They're not really there to stop you or check you. They're just kind of there. And as soon as you approach the inner wall of the courtyard, you see that this is a much livelier experience. It's a little bit tighter and smaller. The other one was probably 60 yards deep or more. This one's about 50. It leads right up to the manor itself, as well as you can see off to the side kind of hedges and topiary leading to a little like arched hedgeway that has a stairwell down to it. Hedged archway, not arched hedgeway. Words, it's fine. Off to the other side, you can kind of see a kind of cobblestone, like tile area with a few benches leading as essentially kind of almost a balcony leading off and looking into the distance of the forest and plains outside of the estate. As you do walk in, you see probably about 100 people. Various groups chatting, platters of food, and tables, like long tables of food being served. There is a fountain situated on it. Like there's a stone fountain itself, like a big water fountain in the center that's very clearly a permanent fixture. But on a table nearby, closer to the estate, there's actually a fountain that seems to be flowing some kind of like dark honey-colored liquid. Bling. I heard noises of subscribers. Oh, there's a notification box. Fun fact of the day, I didn't know that was on the screen right now. Whoops, my overlay is a little bit messy. Don't mind me. So move that over here for now. All right. But yes, there's a smaller fountain kind of pouring this honey-colored liquid.
So the crowd, is it kind of condensed a bit, like where they're pretty compacted, or is it kind of spread out, or? It's
a bit more spread out. Groups of like anywhere between like 3 to 10 people at a time.
I would say Garen's starting to feel a little like nervous. Like it's been a long time probably since he's been around this many people. So he's probably like, and now that he has people that he is somewhat caring for, it's one of those things.
Hydrate.
Hydrate or die.
Yes, double hydrate and posture check. Fuck.
Is this enough hydration?
Oh, but I'm stuck on this very old couch.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a chair that is technically falling apart and has fallen apart on me before, so like you getting this.
I have a whole bunch of pillows. I have like 5 pillows, dude.
All right.
But it sounds like there's no dancing happening.
There's a small group of musicians playing, but no one really dancing currently.
Oh, shame.
But we can dance if we want to.
Leave your friends
We can
behind.
leave our friends behind.
Double posture check. Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Wheeler, I have infinity points right now because I'm streaming, so fuck you.
Wheeler, you will want to save your points for mine because I have something special for mine.
I'm just gonna start bombarding the Tuesday night game as much as possible. Alright. But yes, there is not a whole lot of dancing. People seem to be chatting, telling stories. It's lively, but not performative.
Shame. Shame.
Hey, you can fix that if you really try hard enough.
Alona's not like a stage stealing, more of the cheap, like you know back in the days, you know, the nice cultural dances, everyone knows the same steps.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we mingle? I don't.
I think it would be interesting. I don't want to just ask who looks interesting because I feel you've already described a lot of interesting people.
I'll just keep coming up with them. I do this all day, fam.
Are the pirates around?
Yes, are the pirates around? That's a good question.
Yes, you do see the pirates. They are currently towards the back, towards the estate or the manor, next to the table with all the food and the fountain, the little fountain situated in the middle.
I start making my way over there.
Aloda will as well.
Me too.
Begrudgingly,
Oh,
and probably with a slight protest and nerves,
it's
Garrett will follow.
pirates.
What do you think's in the
Perhaps
fountain?
party, if we can't socialize,
Oh.
why did we come here?
For
That's
the
very
food?
true.
Well, they buy the food too. We might as well go.
They are by the food. What's probably in that fountain is, I'm guessing, mead. Does it seem like mead, honey-colored? It's either mead or champagne.
Yes.
Sounds like food.
As you get closer, you can actually smell it. It is a very strongly spiced mead.
Ooh, I am grabbing myself a cup, and then I'm gonna gesture at everyone else and be like,
Aloda will take a cup. Take
I
a
will
cup.
pass you a cup.
Yes.
Is it juice?
A little cheers.
This is spicy juice.
Can I try it?
Pass her the mead apprehensively. It's alcohol. You normally don't like alcohol.
Oh.
That's what I meant by spicy juice.
I mean, it does
I mean-
smell like very spiced, kind of like cloves and cinnamon.
Oh.
Who knows? You might like this one.
I'm not going to peer pressure you into doing anything you don't want to do. You asked.
She tries it.
All right. It's a honey mead, very strongly spiced with cinnamon, some cloves, very sweet but kind of like very aromatic.
It's sweet, but then spicy, and then sweet again.
Spicy, sweet, gone. I might take another sip.
Oh. She's taking sippies.
Aloda motions to start make their way towards the pirates. The pirate group.
Slip towards them.
All right.
I'm gonna slip towards the cake.
Yes, there is a platter full of pastries and cakes and various little, nothing typically, bigger than, an apple, but plenty of them. Trays and trays of them stacked on top of each other.
You guys go have fun with the pirates. I'm gonna go and eat the cakes.
It is of note that there, next to the mead, kind of in an almost ornamental display, is fish cooked and kind of strung up and kind of laid out on platters and very artistic structure.
A fish?
Many fish.
Okay.
Probably,
Like,
I was assuming
they're
cooked.
yeah, they're cooked.
No,
Like,
no, I was just like
Just
confused about why that was right next to the meat. No, it's fine.
there's a point
My-
to it. There's a point to it.
Oh,
Someone didn't
Oh,
pay.
there is.
Someone didn't pay attention during the introduction.
I mean, like, I know we're in like a fishing town, but like,
I would say you probably gathered this from your night on the town prior. One of the traditional and very popular dishes in Splitmoral is the like the kind of signature spiced meat of the town, and an accompanying cooked and seasoned fish.
thank you. Concussed brain remembers nothing. It's all smooth here today, folks.
Smooth as your hair.
Air is not very smooth.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
More hydrate, more posture check. Anyways, there's more food. There's beef and hams, pork chops, kind of any kind of hearty but well prepared meal. Like this, it seems like no expense was paid just for like laying out this course of food in and of itself.
I'm gonna wait till after the pirates to get the food. You know, if I need to be sexy on a dime, you don't want to be carrying around fish.
Or do you? They're pirates. They might like it.
Yeah.
Uh,
You might get them
Eventually-
hooked.
You see the half ogre like put just a hawk of ham just on a plate and just kind of like lift it. The plate's only about like yay big, and the ham is about yay big. Just puts it on a plate. You see the tiefling just kind of has. You're not certain where he's acquired this, but there's just a bottle of wine in his hand, and it's uncorked, and he's just drinking straight from the bottle. And the halfling's just kind of like piling some vegetables and some meats on a plate and swigging from a big flagon of mead. Big relative to him. And eventually they start walking a little bit.
I like their vibes.
All
Right. Loda will like motion towards like a hello there. See if they like will stop to turn around, or if they make waves to keep going away, she won't bug them. She's like, oh,
The half ogre and the halfling turn to you first, and then very slowly, kind of just meticulously, the tiefling turns around. Well, hello there. Is there anything I can do for you?
we're just we're here from out of town, and I'm personally here to collect stories and learn about different areas, and you look very well traveled, and I was hoping I could be able to talk to you.
I would say I am something like well-traveled. Though, stories might not be interesting to you. Depends on how much you like simple thievery and violence.
I'm sure. I'm a collector of stories of all kinds.
Well, here's something for your collection. I am Isel. He reaches out a hand. Kind of open up more so than a shake. Kind of just.
All right, Eloda places her hand there.
He grabs it, kind of leans down, gives a gentle kiss on the knuckles, and hands it back to you. And the barbarians that I travel with, this is Malok, and he gestures to the ogre. And the one stuffing his face currently, he smacks the guy in the shoulder, the halfling, is Brisley.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Eloda Ambergrove.
The pleasure is mine. And who are your compatriots?
A little gesture. This is. If anyone wants to introduce themselves, Eloda can't introduce you all, but.
Okay, she's doing the gesture of you may introduce yourselves. Lowell. My name is Lo Norwood. Pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is mine. And what of you, my very lovely and floral friend?
Oh,
Ayana, it's nice to meet you. And the one that's brooding in the back.
Oh.
I am Gary Matthias.
Gan, a strong name. It's nice to meet you. And as you guys notice, because you're seeing him from the front for the first time, there's kind of a long serpentine, like kraken tentacle almost that kind of is tattooed and up along his jaw, up his neck and along his jaw. There's a couple like gold earrings sticking out, and a scar kind of coming from his hairline down about here onto his head. And he's just kind of wearing an open shirt, and you can see various scars and at least this, what seems to be like a stab wound, just kind of like right below his floating rib.
Shane, why do you always make NPCs that I find attractive? It always happens.
I was like, hey, you already said pirate tiefling and I was sold. You didn't have to keep adding to it.
Just like we're stacking it on.
The trick is, like, I'm just making NPCs that are attractive to me most of the time.
It's like I
Like we have a type.
It's like I'm gonna make a bad boy NPC that's gonna be the heartthrob. I'm gonna make him badder. Give him tattoos and scars.
I'm allowed to be extra. I have to keep making characters different.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, another hydrate.
I already hydrated. I'll hydrate again.
So I said,
My
what?
cup matches my eyeshadow. That's nice.
What
You
brings
keep
you
on doing this, and I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom again.
Yeah, I know. So I said, what brings you and your friends onto land?
I heard there was going to be a party. Any other reason I would ever come on land?
Plenty of reasons, but that is a fair enough one.
He just kind of like sits there, swigs from the bottle of wine for a moment. I think this is a fair reason to come on land. Dan the Dragon.
Yeah.
Have you been to other parties like this? And kind of like gestures around at the grandness of
Occasionally.
this
However,
common?
Depends on the area that you're in. I'm slipping into Irish every few seconds, and it's bogging the fuck out of me.
Let it happen.
Let it happen.
No, because then I'm just gonna make Molly mock.
Oh no, that's what my head already went to. I was like, oh, this is our campaign's Molly.
God damn it.
Oh.
This is when it's revealed. All I know about Molly Mock and all I know about that whole show is he is a complicated jacket to make.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk to me about that. I want to make it, and I don't want to make it because it's a lot of embroidery that I don't want to do.
If you do, let me know and I'll send you pictures of my Molly statue.
Oh, important. Anyways, I honestly forget this. What was it saying? Oh yes.
So what were you saying?
Well, sometimes there are parties around here, and it's interesting enough to come look at. However, sometimes I'm not as welcome of a guest as I am here.
Why would that be?
Well, here I'm welcome because I look like this. In other places, this typically gets me a little bit more noticed, and most of the time I'm stealing from them, so they don't like me quite as much.
That's understandable. So have you been to one of these particular parties before?
Oh, this place? Never. I have no idea who the fuck this is.
Oh, that makes...
You just heard there was a party and you walked right in. I love that.
I got an invitation somewhere along the lines. I think... Brizzly, did you just steal this? And the halfling is currently just like eating a chicken leg. Like it's just a fucking... He's just like... No, I got it from an older man. I think his name was Morty.
Mortimer.
And he just goes back to eating the chicken leg.
I believe he was just collecting any interesting-looking people.
Well, good for him that I happen to be in port. And looking back at Malik, he's just like, we happen to be interesting people.
I would think so. No.
And it was the halfling that had the gun, right?
Yes, he still currently has a gun strapped to his hip, though his face is now full of food.
Could you remind me of the name of the place that I would believe it's from?
Haveshva.
Haveshva.
Yes.
I can say things.
Get the can you? I know several people have trouble with like ha noises.
Haveshva. It's less about the noises and more about me remembering the order in which the Avas come in.
I gave you a whole list of countries, Mercury. Come on.
Listen, I'm trying.
I prepared you with all the stupid
somewhere.
stuff I've written.
Listen, they're somewhere. I have them somewhere. But yeah, I have a Shiva. But I can't help but notice that your compatriots have
Oh my god. Sorry. That's 12. We're getting rated yet again from
Oh gosh.
proficiency bonus. Hello everyone. There's 12 people. Oh my god. Apparently this is what we're
this
missing
is so
out from
nice.
streaming on Fridays, because
Whoa!
Thank you,
thank you guys.
everyone. Wow.
I appreciate all of the support. You were all fucking amazing.
Yes, this is pretty fantastic. Do you want to do like a quick re-intro for new people
Yes.
of who we are?
Welcome. We're playing our first session of our campaign, Over the Kailjaw Peaks. We've got our lovely individuals here. A quick sound off. I'm Shane. I'm our DM. We've got Kaylee playing the lovely Ayana, our Earth Ganassi cleric. We've got Kelly playing Lo, our half-elf rogue. We've got Mercury playing Eloda, our half-orc bard. And we've got Words playing Garen, our elven paladin. Thank you
Elven
all.
Dad, apparently.
Yes.
You are my dad.
You're my dad. Boogie, boogie.
Half-elf,
Apparently this-
bad elf.
All of our jokes are vines.
Yes. Apparently, this campaign is just a lone elf adopting 3 chaotic children.
We're gay.
Are
What can
we?
say?
3 queer.
Are we?
3 queers and a dad walk into a room.
Yeah. Is this what is that old ninja movie with the kid? Like it's a kids movie. I'm old, so I
Kung Fu Panda.
no.
Also, brain smooth. Don't remember anything.
Yeah.
The Last Samurai. I don't fucking know.
No.
That's an old
I
movie.
bet
Very
you-
seven.
I think it's
On a
just called
shoe
3
rack.
Ninjas. I think it's
Oh, that's a movie.
Yeah.
Someone else old in chat is calling out 3 ninjas.
yeah, 3 Ninjas. There we go. Yeah.
Hey.
Lena, I love you. I'm not calling you old as an insult.
Oh, no,
Sorry. So what were you saying, Eloda, after we had a panic
Loda
moment?
is, I noticed that you carry some tools from Hasher. How did I already forget it?
Haveshva.
Haveshva. Haveshva.
That's something we've picked up along the way. Well, we normally sail around there somewhere. You pick up things a little occasionally on the black market.
How difficult is it to get ammunition when far away from Haveshva?
Well, these ones are quite simple. The man who sold it to us gave us a few molds. We melt down some lead, and it's a simple concept. You put the ball of lead in the thing, you put the appropriate powder in, and you pull trigger, and then suddenly that ball of lead is in someone.
I am familiar with how a gun works, but thank you for this simple explanation.
Anytime.
So, you guys just are simple pirates? Do you guys do anything like... I have some experience in this kind of work, and I'm just curious about, like, what kind of piratery you do.
Whatever piques my fancy mostly. Sometimes finding treasures that we hear of on the islands. Sometimes stealing from some merchant ship somewhere. You know, nothing of import.
Insight check. If I may be so bold, are they telling the truth?
Your microphone is a machine gun right now.
Yeah.
Can I
Why?
can Eloda make an insight check on that?
It's fine. Yes, you may both make insight checks. Yes, thank you, whoever keeps anonymously gifting subs.
19.
You're fantastic. 19. All right. All right. With a 19, he's a bit hard to read. He's kind of got this dull smile on his face the entire time. Not dull smile, but kind of like he's just always just looking at you, just like. But he seems pretty straightforward. He might be understating himself a little bit, but he's not like completely bold-faced lying. He's not killing kings and sacking the Royal Navy.
Noted.
He just takes a swig from his wine.
Eloda will drink from her mead. I keep forgetting this is like the one. I keep forgetting I'm like, haha, high stats, and I'm like, wait, your dump stat was con. Don't go too hard right now.
Everyone get drunk.
I take baby sips.
Oh, you're drinking? Actually?
She's taking baby. She doesn't know. I don't think she understands the meaning of alcohol.
She doesn't know the consequences.
She doesn't
Garrett-
know the consequences.
Garrett is not drinking.
Okay.
Just-
Designated dad.
Designated dad. At least one of us isn't absolutely nursing her drink.
Oh, so while you guys are talking, Ayana's getting bored. So she's taking on herself to look for the garden.
Can I roll this? Like,
I mean, she's probably doing this very openly. There's no.
yeah. So Garrett's probably gonna know this, and just Lena's like, "You want to go find the garden?" It's like, all right. And he's like, "All right." So he's gonna help Ayana find the garden.
All right. It is like the hedged archway that you saw prior is relatively easy to find. You do see a woman in a very like deep emerald green dress, with this long reddish brown hair braided loosely, kind of pale, a little bit freckled skin to her, standing kind of having a hushed conversation with some man and just kind of like brushing him away and looking as he walks away. She looks kind of very frustrated and just kind of leans up against the pillars by the entryway, just sips from a glass of what you assume is wine or mead.
Entry of the garden.
Yeah, like there's a slight stone wall to it, like so you can there's the hedges on the other side, but the stone walls kind of around it, and she's just kind of like probably 7 feet off.
And is the man like leaving her alone, or?
Yeah, he's leaving. He looks kind of frustrated and walks away.
Okay. He's just kind of.
The man kind of has similar reddish brown hair, though much shorter, and he's kind of in a almost matching doublet, but a little bit different.
sibling? Like, could discern they might.
They look like they could be siblings.
Okay. What were the names of the children?
You do not know.
Yeah, because I didn't hear that. It was muffled. All right. Okay. He's just gonna make note of it and keep walking with Ayana.
All right. So yeah, just
She's
go
not stopping. She's going straight for the garden.
flowers dead ahead. All right. You two make your way kind of through the archway down a stairwell, and immediately there's kind of this hedged garden area, about probably like a 20-foot diameter circle with flower beds, a small fountain in the center, and a couple benches. And dotted around it are 3 entrances, kind of little cuts away in the hedges that seems to be leading from the garden itself to the maze.
When she sees the flowers, she kind of like picks up her dress a little bit and she sprints.
Down the stairwell, so carefully, but you do make it down to this little circular garden area and have flowers and bushes of roses at your heart's content.
But she goes over to the prettiest flowers,
Okay.
and she looks at all the petals and stuff, and she goes, "Oh my goodness, you all look so pretty, and you're growing so well. Are you happy here? You look very happy here." And you just watch her like talk to the flowers for a little bit.
Yeah, like as long as she is in eyesight, like Garen's not gonna like run after her because he doesn't want to exert that energy.
Full on dad mode right now.
Basically, and just doing the whole like making sure like no one else is around, disturbing, whatever, keeping things on guard because that's just kind of his nature.
All right.
And then after a little bit, she picks a nice like patch right next to the flowers, and she she doesn't have any pockets. Darn. She had seeds. Do you think like if I snuck like a bag of seeds like a little bit underneath my dress or something like that? I don't know. Like she had the big flowers.
You could figure some way out to keep a small little satchel with you.
Okay. I'm gonna go and open the satchel, and then I'm gonna go and take some flower seeds that I have of the seeds of silver lace flowers, because I talked to you about it. And then I'm gonna go and bury the seeds, and then I'm gonna druidcraft and make them grow.
All right, just slowly. And Garen, you get to kind of watch this because you have not seen this happen before. You're just gonna go. You see a few little flowers, these little lilies, just slowly worm their way up out of the dirt, and immediately blossom into these bright, shimmering silver flowers that give off kind of a faint glow.
And she's gonna go and do that here and there. She's gonna go specifically into planters too, and she's gonna sneak them in there.
All right, you spend some time seeding silver leaves everywhere, or silver lace everywhere, and just kind of slowly making it grow in different spots.
Garen at this point is probably just like shaking his head but smiling at Ayana and just enjoying the innocence,
the frivolity.
Yes.
She's making them grow everywhere where they shouldn't. Oh, also, even in the pathway, she like, where there's like cracks in between like different stones.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna like stick like some seeds in there, and then she's gonna druidcraft and like make them like poke out and stuff.
Yeah. Of note, some of the pathways are cracked and kind of older, and some of the fountains you can tell, and most of you probably notice this after a while, the estate is very old. Like, some of these things have been fixtures for well over a century.
When you say they look very old, do you also mean they look unkept?
No,
Or
they
do
are
you
very well kept, but time has over a century, no matter what, they're cracking
No,
in places and kind of burnished in places.
I understand. Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like they were like in a spot for money kind of
No,
thing.
like this is what if you imagine kind of a well-to-do Victorian England manor, this is kind of along those lines. All right. So you finish lacing your silver lace, and as you are all talking to this trio of pirates, all of a sudden you all just hear trumpets, just off in the distance, and a man comes out in front of the gate and says, "If you all come inside, the master of the house would like to show you all the main event." And
But I kind of look sure.
Izir looks at both of you. Well, I think that is our cue to go inside and see what might be entertaining.
Yes, let's go.
He just swings from the water and goes.
As we walk back, I even when we go in, I'm going to keep it. Can I keep an eye out for like any like cracks in like the wall or like the floor, anything that can fit a seed? I will put it in there.
All right.
Like even in the building.
You find 2 or 3 spots along the way that like you can take a quick 6 seconds to druid craft the flower into growing. But you find a few spots.
Oh, can I ask a weird question? How tall is the tiefling?
How tall is Tiefling? He's probably about 5'10".
Okay.
He's very slender.
All right. This is just asking because I want to know how improbable it is if Eloda will like offer her arm to him and like give a smile, a knowing smile.
Yeah. Not improbable. You're definitely a lot taller than him, but he's not a short kid.
I've stood with people with that height difference. For me, I've dated someone with that height difference.
Yeah.
You can take their arm.
You can make it work. I mean, I went to prom with someone
What
who
do
was
you take
effectively...
it? Roll something.
My prom date was effectively like 5'3" or something like that in her heels.
I've only dated men that are 6'1". I'm 5 foot tall.
Steve?
Yes, but he kind of like looks at you, like takes a quick drink from the wine and laces his arm through yours.
Excellent. She will walk in with him.
All right. As you all head inside and kind of regroup with each other, you are immediately faced with a large, kind of luxurious ballroom of a foyer. Like plenty of space. There's musicians set up, more food along the walls with small fountains and ornaments. A fireplace kind of on either wall with art hung over it. You see a various array of statues and display cases displaying odd objects and pieces of art. Some things looking like they're brand new, and some things, you're all now paladins, Oath of Hydration, doing it. Some things old, some things centuries old almost, it seems, and some things new and exciting. There's at least a few statues of like gods and goddesses. You do find kind of a weird carved statue of a wooden figure that you're not so certain of. But otherwise, all the guests slowly filter in, and you see upon the kind of terrace above the ballroom itself, an older gentleman walks forward with this long gray hair kind of tied back into a ponytail, this really elegant suit on. And as everyone walks in, they kind of look up at him, and the music kind of slows to a subtle din. He just looks around. Well, isn't it just great having all of you here? Thank you all for coming. For those of you who have never met me before, my name is Augustus Aaronhart, and I am the lord of this manor. There's just kind of like a small, like, courteous clap, little applause. I would like to thank you all for coming. It's such an interesting group of people from what I can see. Lords, ladies, adventurers, knights, even the occasional criminal that might have a very fascinating past. But it is well to do that I think I should contribute the most interesting event of the night. So, I would like to thank you all for coming, and let the games begin. And he throws out his arms, and before you know it, you just hear and an arrow shoots through him, lighting him ablaze. And Siri, shut the fuck up. Lighting him ablaze, and in a flash almost, but faster than you can possibly imagine, he's just gone. And the fire immediately begins dimming and changing colors in the space around you. And some of the statues start kind of shifting. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
What?
Oh,
I knew it was a fucking. Oh no!
it's a trap! It's a trap!
No, you don't have your armor on one.
All right.
Once he said, "Oh, we have the most interesting thing to offer," I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna try and kill us now, aren't you?"
All right.
Speaking.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for playing with the four of you. I'm looking forward to this so much.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
This is going to be great. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Come catch us on Tuesday for the Minds game. Not any of us, but on this channel. The Minds game on Tuesday at 7:30. No mini paint and chill, but we will be having another game of this. Sunday, I believe 4 p.m. we're having Back in Stylus. And Friday, we have this again, session 2, as well as Dungeon Brawl immediately after. So,
On Saturday.
on Saturday, yes. 8 o'clock Friday is Over the Kailjaw Peaks. 8 o'clock Saturday is Dungeon Brawl. Both of the times you will see my face, probably, potentially Kelly's face. Who knows? We haven't really figured out who's playing next week. Because we're not prepared. Anyways, it's wonderful. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for those that are stuck around from the raid. And we'll see you next week. Have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.